Hi，Hello CB，简单的赛前找你聊两句，因为你们之前森汉
This
东
is
莞
CB
一个无决斗的阵容给了我们一个很
This
大的
is
惊喜
CB
而且效果非常不错。之后会考虑把这套阵容应用到其他地图里吗？
因为我们就是用一些比较新颖的阵容，都是因为训练赛的效果好，我们才会拿出来的，所以说就看平时训练的成果吧。
还是看最后效果是怎么样的。那其实我们也很好奇，这一套阵
What
容
are we
你们的
expecting
灵
for
感何来
TEC?
呢？因为感觉还是挺新颖的。
我们就学习一下队伍的打法，然后因为在平时训练中会约比较多的亚太队伍嘛，然后就会有一些奇特的阵容，我们就会去学习和借鉴。
是给你们很多的灵感和思路，也非常期待之后可以看到更多新颖的阵容。现在进入到季后赛还是有机会的。今天的比赛有没有信心2-0战胜天使呢？
Opponents in 9 games have banned it 4 times against them. That's kind of crazy.
对手的录像感觉。
What about Nova? Nova banning Breeze a lot? Yeah, they are. They probably
这
should.
狠话可以的。
They've been picking Ascent, Split, and Sunset.
带来的粉丝提问也是想问一下
Probably Ascent against Tech, I'd imagine, because they're playing like Gecko comp, aren't they?
因为今天这一战就谁输谁回家，最后一舞了嘛，希望大家都发挥的比较精彩。
So if we're assuming
可以让大家看到，而且
Tech gets choice, which I don't know if they do.
比赛一定要加油。
Tech. I keep putting it in EDG, but that's later. Nova's first ban, Breeze. Tech's first ban, Ascent, actually, yeah. Nova picking Split or Sunset.
然后那替补这里的话是让胖豪这次又是回到了替补的一个位置，以及他们的教练24K。
没错，因为其实，在上轮有看到胖豪
Actually, I guess
蛮久没有打比赛了。
Tech would ban Sunset and then Nova would pick Ascent. And then what would Tech pick? You like Bind, you like Split?
期待一下目前回来的 OB1 状态如何？那我们同样的
Bind, I guess.
体坛这里他们的休息室选手有什么
See if you can take on the triple initiator.
Hello， 大家好，我们来看一下班。Hello，
I thought you know Sturm.
Hello， 阿波。赛前先简单的采访你一下。
Who or what is Sturm?
我们也看到了你。
Nova, what are you second banning? What's the left?
玩盖可的感觉怎么样？
Split or Lotus or Icebox?
爽，为什么很爽？
因为就是之前没有拿过类似的英雄嘛，然后他在后面辅助队友的感觉，就是可以不用自己杀人就能赢比赛。
扔道具的感觉确实很爽。
Never really played Icebox
那之后我
once.
们可以看到你更多新英雄的登场和发挥吗？
会的，因为版本有很多改动嘛，包括现在我主玩的烟味，然后
We came into Yap again about ranked. I mean, that's my favorite type of pre-show.
一些新的英雄可以替代这个英雄。
明白。那你觉得蝰蛇削弱之后你会考虑用什么样的烟味英雄来替代它呢？
我应该不会用别的烟味。
But is everything looking okay?
喜欢这个英雄了。
I haven't checked the stream, so I don't know what it's.
OK， 期待你之后的发挥。之前的时候
Yeah, that looks good.
比赛里看到你很多时候会起明居这把枪嘛，但是最近的比赛里可能相对起的比较少了。今天我们可以期待一下吗？
我有些地图会起狙起的多一点，然后也因为跟我玩的英雄有关系吧。然后今天如果地图出来之后，可以期待一下。
明白。接下来这个问题呢，是由掌上无畏缺带来的粉丝提问，想问一下阿波选手，今天这场比赛非常重要，你们依然有机会冲击到季后赛，面对的 NOVA 有做什么特殊的准备吗？
其实没有什么过于特殊的准备吧，因为我看了一下 NOVA 的录像，也没看出来什么值得我去关注的。然后就是正常。
I said I thought you'd be late because it's almost time and no stream yet. Yeah, I mean I didn't want it because I'm casting later today. I didn't want to start the stream super early. Like for I know T1 DRX is sorry T1 Paper X is on at the moment.
我觉得
So
他的信心
not only is it
跟我没有什么太大关系，反正就是
above teams are qualified, so that's the big game.
这个狠话可以的。那最后一场比赛加油好不好
But yeah, I don't want to stretch myself too thin today if I can help it.
好的，感谢刚刚
Easier said than done though.
我们也听到了阿波选手赛前放出的狠话，我们一起来看一下体坛这里他们。
Right, I'm gonna run ad scene as we've had buff interviews, so that's usually like a 5-minute warning.
那接下来是他们
So let's do that.
小黑 Shamlis 秋叶以及他们的教练三水还有 York。
没错。
First game was with my teammate, who's a girl, played with a toxic sixes thrower, unclean person. Second, I got match MVP against 3-4 hacker trigger botters. But like level like 37-48. First half they're completely ass. Second pre-fire blindly. I was 84 out of 100 now, 44 out of 100.
提到说互相有研究。
What in Ascendant 3？
表达方式不一样，对吧？那我觉得两边都在做了比较充分的准备，对于对手的准备之后，也要期待一下今天这场比赛会来给我们带来怎么样一个结果了。包括像说，其实我觉得阿博这里也很清楚。
It's not about the climate, it's about improving as you go along, right?
想办法去2比0。
对。
So don't focus on the number too much. It's just a PNG image.
好，我们来看一下赛。
When does Vanguard work? Is it on vacation? Genuinely, sometimes people just do have really insane games. The second of which is they tend to ban cheaters in like droves, mostly to try to like catch as many as possible, to catch cheaters after a certain period where they can't refund their cheats and stuff.
这个也是我们可以期待一下的。
但对于 NOVA 来讲，近期的一个首方胜利并不是很理想啊。大家看一下赛前我们比较关。
Well, I'd imagine that you'd want cheaters to refund their cheats, so the cheat company kind of goes bust.
上一场阿博的发挥是非常亮眼的，不管是明
I guess like
都达到了一个很豪华的表现。但从整体
it's the best way of teaching the people that do buy the cheats that
败绩比较多，
they're the ones that get
方面不是很如
like
人意。
the worst treatment, I guess.
最近的一段时间里面还有用过其他的。
But yeah, sorry, I was doing the veto.
而且后续
Nova's more likely to ban at Icebox, I think. And then Split or Lotus. Probably
除了枪法的发挥，还有指挥上面对整个队伍的提升，我们也一起需要去关注一下。
it's based off of like
对于
history.
非常重要的一环。
But to be honest, I don't know.
明显可以感觉到他
We can look at it a little bit
正
more
面的一个表现，或者
when we
正面的
go
一个手上
over
直接决定
here.
整体团战的胜负。
是。
确实
So who have we got? Let's look at Titan Esports Club
直接
first
团队的生死了已
on
经。
all maps.
那 Swell 在第一赛段进来之后，其实也解放
Let
了
me move this over here.
让他去玩更专注于枪法的少尉。
再看一下地图数据 ，NOVA 这里
So overall,
他们多次的去拿到像
losing mostly on Bind, losing mostly on Split, losing mostly on Ascent, 50-50 on Icebox, 2-0 on Breeze, 3-2 on Lotus. So they've played all of the maps.
这张地图其实也是说打了5次，也说明愿意打，但是总还是
They lost against EDG. This stage, they beat Billy 13-11.
研究的一个方向，包括自己的3东港，这个是非常有意思的一个点。之前他们也是不怎么打。
Who won in this series? Oh yeah, it was TEC, wasn't it? Last week.
打出了非常不错的效果。
And Titan Esports Club on Icebox, they ran Jet Rainer.
对，一直都是放在
Billy
单位上，没有去动过一张地图，所以我觉得今天可能
Split, they lost against DRG, Wolves, and Trace.
不办的话，
对。
So Split's a bad map for TEC to be playing right now.
选择，我觉得依然可能是
Lotus they beat Wolves,
在今天的
but they haven't played Lotus really that much. These were stage 1.
哎，再来看一下他们今天的对手体坛的地图数据呈现，打的比较多的。
I saw the little like clip of Frost and Alex being very intense during a tactical pause, yeah.
输的时候比分都是比较偏小。
And then EDG 13-5, 38 against Billy Billy.
对比来看的话，体坛还有一个占优势的地方在于微风岛屿这张地图，他们打过2回，并且2回都胜利了。这个
Which was first? Did they go back to playing KO? Or was that when they played Gecko?
那不知道会不会 NOVA 在这张地图里面这次有研究，或者说又有新的这个法宝可以去拿出来，这个我们很期待。
对，而亚海选手也是近期体坛发挥并不是很理想的一张地图，大概率会上。
Oh right, it was at Play-ins.
近期对打的最强的一张图啊，所以可能
I thought it was recent. My bad.
NOVA 要吃一些。
Yeah, last time they played EDG on this map, they played Silver Gecko, which I don't know why on earth you would do that. I think Silver Gecko as a combo is quite strong, but not on Ascent. KO's just too good to have. Yeah, I mean, Frost is a very intense person, you can easily tell. They beat JD Gaming, and then they beat Wolves, 2 overtime maps. And then they lost to Billy Billy. Playing a pretty good comp. Maybe not the Omen. So form is definitely a big problem for TEC. They're very spotty. Really, there's no like strong map for them. For NOVA, before we get onto walkouts, the Sunset, they lost to JD Gaming 13-8, and then FPX 13-10. Playing this again, Split, All Gamers Tyloo Trace, they've lost. Lotus, I remember this, 14-16. FPX, they get hammered. Tracy kind of get hammered. Lotus is not a good map for them, and TEC it's okay, but they just haven't played it an awful lot. They beat Tyloo with their Gecko KO Omen Viper Chamber. They 2-0 up on Bind, so Bind might be a good shout for Nova to go to. The triple initiate is working like quite nicely. And then Ascent, they've been picking it and playing it a lot with a Breach. They've only beat Tyloo and they've only beat JD Gaming. And they lost to Tyloo in OT. And we all remember that series. Paper X 12-3 T1 on Lotus. Is that first map, I imagine? I think the big question is, who am I expecting to see more out of? Like Abo, they've been moving Abo away from Duelist on some maps, which I think is good. It's easy for him to IGL, especially when you've got a player like RB behind you. Lockham has been pretty quiet. Kawhi has been like pretty solid. AC. So I think Abo's been like, I'd say performing better. RB's been about the same, if not worse. Lockham has been like quiet, I guess, if I want to do that. I've not seen that much out of him. Kawhi, I think, has been consistent. And AC, I've just not really. AC coming in instead of Chu. I think I just prefer Chu. For Nova, you've got Swirl, who has been absolutely fantastic for the team. Genuinely, like, amazing addition. You've got CB, who has had some, like, absolute blinder maps and series. You've got Olingo, which I'm just going to do as that. I'd say, like, consistent, like, good IGLing, but less moments. Obi-Wan's back, okay. So, OB missed last week. They dropped out Obi-Wan and tried Panghang. So Obi-Wan's back. Obi-Wan's had something like been like pretty poor. I wouldn't say terrible. And then you got Guan, who I think has been like the same, if not a little bit like worse.
24K.
I also saw Clove being played for the first time. Lotus first map. Wait, who played Clove out of, was it Paper X? I mean, they're both qualified, right? So it doesn't matter too much. But extra points are important to an extent. But if there's genuinely something that you've been cooking up, FPX plays. Oh, I thought you meant like today. I thought you meant like I thought you meant that T1 and Paper X were playing Clove. Like one of those two teams. Yeah, FPX played it on Icebox. I don't know why they didn't play it yesterday on Lotus. Maybe it's just, you know, they don't need to show it. I thought they might do it because like there's little pressure on it, but to be honest, it might be a good curveball if they make Shanghai, you know? I 100% feel that they've been like, they actually have quadruple controller on that map. They're just using an excuse for it to come out, I guess. But yeah, who am I looking to step up? I think AC for sure. Lockham. You know, naturally RB and Abo, you want to be doing well, but I think like Lockham and AC are the ones that I'm like, you need to do a lot better. Obi-Wan definitely needs to do a lot better. And I don't know, I want to see a little bit more Aguan, especially out of like when he's playing Sentinel, because when he's on Duelist he's fine. So yeah, Nova banning Breeze, TEC should be banning Ascent or Sunset. They ban Ascent, so Nova I imagine would be picking Sunset here. I think that's like the better option that you'd have. They pick Split. Yeah, that makes sense too. It's not really a good map for TEC. Bind, I guess. Lotus, wrong again. I guess Nova have been playing like a weird comp on it. So here for Nova, banning Icebox. I mean, TEC could ban Sunset here, surely. Bind as a third map. Oh, actually, they might ban it if they don't have a plan against the triple initiator. Yeah, so they're going Sunset. I don't know how good of a map pool this is for TEC. I don't think it's stellar for them. Because what have we got? Split, Lotus, and Sunset. The Split, they're 1 and 3. Lotus, they're 3 and 2. But I think they're like 1 and 2 at this stage. And then Sunset, they're 1 and 1. They just haven't played it an awful lot. So I can deal with that. If I do 2024 China. Oh, he's having a moment. I don't know if you can hear my PC going crazy. Sage. The first Sage of China, VCT China, is Nova playing it fucking 5 months into it. Ping me if you need anything. Will do, Lexi. Thank you. I think I might have broke my sheet. I don't know how, though. Oh, I know how. China. ，There we go. And then if we do it like this, so what is split?
NOVA 这里的话，我们可以看到光选手啊是选择到了贤者这样的一个选择，其实我们也可以看到在这
And then Nova and here we go, Tiny Sports Club.
那其实我们一般会说，你不管是星坠还是蝰蛇，再选出来以后
So Nova is 0 and 2 on this map, this stage, and TEC is 0 and 3. So this might be the battle of the TIS average when it comes to like the teams playing on this map. But it is super important. It's super important for TEC and Nova. They're both playing to qualify for playoffs within their own respective group. And I think it comes down to if Nova drop a map, Billy go to playoffs. If TEC win, but even then if they win and it's not really that close, like I think both teams need to win 2-0. So this first map is pivotal. Whoever loses this is out of playoffs, just full stop. So it's a very good place to be starting, I guess. Okay. Hello, we're here for the final day of China Stage 1 groups. We have the first Sage. Where is she? First Sage in VCT China. Kind of weird to be saying that. We saw Clove before we saw Sage in China, which is a little bit crazy. But Nova's comp, single initiator, sort of 1 Sentinel, Astra, Raze. I don't hate this comp. I think we actually played something similar to this in Game Changers, actually. Really good on attack because you could just Sage wall off stuff like this and even like Heaven. I think doing it in CT is better. But this is important. Like, not only are both these teams playing for playoffs, whoever loses this map is out of playoff contention in their own respective groups. So, big deal. Nova, a huge advantage at their like teammate in this one. The TEC choosing the sides might do all of the damage here. The executors come in, the observers don't know where the hell we're looking. Go on, Battle Sage has lost a spike over by New Box. And then you've still got AC over here. And then the Sky trying to crossfire off this wall. Good fight. Don't like Oling Ogun for that fight alone, but he's managed to make it work. And then I don't know if they spotted him just at the last second, but a nice high-low. Good turnaround from Nova. Like, it looked like they were going right into the stack. Nova needs a 2-0. I'm pretty sure TEC do as well. Can you manually give you the role in Discord? Yeah, I'll work it out. I'll have a look after this, because you're right. You should be given the role, but it's not worked. It's worked for some other people. I haven't had to reset it. Like, I think, I know Geekess and Alex, Geekess's husband, like, have the role, I think. So, and I didn't do anything there. It was just connected. But yeah, pretty much FPX buy, 4 rifles, one pistol for CB. Skydog's going to come through to check everything. Mostly checking across with this. It's strange. They're kind of doing like you're playing Cypher. I don't like this wall. I'll try and explain why I don't like this wall in a second. Against an eco, it's not too bad. But against a full buy, I would be very hesitant to use this wall. Whilst this is a 4v2, mostly because it bottlenecks you off. That you can't try to take space like this. You can't try to creep into danger a little bit more. You basically make sure that you only have like this space to work with, which against an eco isn't too bad, because you just want to make sure that you don't get hit by like a shorty here or somebody scaling up behind the box to catch you out. But on a full buy, if you've got players heaven and you wall this, stuff like a Raise Nade is very strong. You personally want to make playoffs? Good question. Is neither an option? I think Nova would be interesting. Because I want to see all gamers at playoffs, because I think they'd do a really good job. So I don't really want to see TEC there. But for Billy, I don't know, like, I think Nova, considering what we expected from them at the start of the year, being like the worst team because they made like no roster moves and none of the players that they had were really that exciting. Like, Guan's been a crazy signing for them, but you have to remember that Guan was like on Breach and like a flex role for RNG. So Guan like looked like decent, but in the same way that somebody like, I don't know, like Kawhi looks decent. He's like, yeah, they look okay. They're not the problem, but they're not the solution either if they need to be. Anywho, they've gone for an execute. It's just Guan alive. 4 players still. So much respect given to him, for one. It's actually crazy how much these players don't want to deal with him until AC just goes for the peak. But AG need to get punished for the horrible 11 free throw. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They can't keep doing that. I think for Nova, this series is a much bigger deal than just making playoffs. Like, they're going to be 1 and 5 after playing the Omega group, because they're in Alpha group. They play the Omega group first. That's the Omega symbol, isn't it? So next stage, they only have 4 games to play. Like, assuming that they lose this, it'd be 1 and 5. So if they win, even if they win all of their games against the likes of EDG, Billy, DRG, it would be 5 and 5, which I don't know is enough to make playoffs for stage 2. So it does feel a little bit like if Nova lose this series, their chances of making champions are like done. Like, they've played the majority of their series this stage, and the only win that they got was against JDG. Like, they lost to Tyloo. They might lose here against TEC. They lost against All Gamers. Yeah, EDG and DRG for split 2. To be fair, I think DRG is like definitely beatable. I think Nova, you know, with a bit more time, would they make a roster move? I don't know. I think the controller role is something that they could definitely add to. Might get Xiao Noir, to be fair, who was on RNG with Swirl, and like literally just make this the RNG team. Low key, I think that would be a good fit for them. Is it Xiao Noir? It's like that's Xiao, and then it's like, I think it's that. It's just like Xiao Noir. But I think the Uo is like, I think. I'm going off the pronunciation of the casters. Right, 4 players alive for Nova. Again, what they're just doing here is just straight executes. This comp is just very strong for going straight executes. Like post plants. Xiao can speak 4 languages. What languages can he speak? Like English, I imagine. Mandarin. Is it like another Chinese like dialect language? Because I know that there's a couple more. He speaks Japanese and Korean. Wow. Been a good position to be in. He could legit just be fucking like talent for a broadcast in the future. Like he could work on the English broadcast to do translations for everybody.
CB 这个位置，我们刚刚看他视角里黑着，啥也没看见，随便开了2枪，他还是数位，随便开了2枪给 RB。
Used to be 2023 DFM, right? I don't know actually. I don't. Did he? I didn't know.
确实是不如接的准，这个真给接住了。
那这分也是丢的有点可惜，对于 TEC 来讲，但还好，现在经济还能支撑在。
So he was on the DFM team that didn't win a series.
不过我觉得他们也要小心。
How did I not recognize the name? That's crazy.
在赛场上出现了，所以他们这手突然起墙打。
Guess it shows how much attention I was paying to DFM last year.
体坛很快就让自己的重防来到 B 点了，但是当那个玉城立起来的时候，大家没有考虑第一时间去碎墙，这个玉城就会给到枪线非常多的干扰。
Pretty big series this. Very important map.
那上一分因为开
I almost made it on time. Yeah, to be fair, you haven't missed too much. Yeah, you haven't missed too much. I don't know what happened to my voice there.
我觉得这轮在转点上肯定要更加的谨慎。
Hey guys.
而且开局的战术是一个重臂，想要从车库顶出来拿更多的信息。
对
There's a tech now. Sky flashing. Plenty of Omen on B. Abo goes for a peek here. Again, Abo not on duelist anymore because they've swapped the role over to RB, which I think is frankly better.
AR 楼打得也更加主动了，也逼迫 NOVA 来往 B 区转，去应对体坛的强侧。
是。
时间是48秒，转到 B 通的话，应该是剩最后一波，没有太多容错的时间。
Yeah, I mean, if he speaks good English and good Mandarin, get Xiao in on this team. He wasn't on DFM. He's in another Japanese called Detonators. That makes sense because I was going to say like, I think I would have recognized Xiao if he was on DFM. Not that I could name that DFM roster from last year, but if you put the players in front of me, I could tell you if they were on that team or not. You know what I mean? CB, you're just giving him fights. He has Seekers. He's able to plant. Oh, he's not. Kawhi actually just gets in at the nick of time just before he's near sighted 2. Did they swap roles permanently? Right now it's like dependent on map, I think. But that's what Abo said in the interview.
时间有点紧张，当时只剩10秒了，他想的是先低包把放的器装下来。哇，这个 A 点的混烟，
打的吗？
两边今天在混烟上面，真的可能也是赛前的研究有点。
Yeah, you can't be typing stuff like that, Wu. Lexi's on the prowl.
但有点可惜，因为最后时间太紧张了，导致只能先低包试探一下。
是的，
身位是非常劣势的。
So yeah, like Tech fighting for this, I'm a big fan of. Viper's Pit, big Viper's Pit. Jesus, look at the size of this one. That's like a full sausage worth of ultimate. Jesus. AC dies to his own one way, which isn't great. I think the overall like macro stuff the Tech is doing is good. But again, let down by the micro a little bit, which is a very different how China typically works. That their micro is exceptional, and their macro, their overall game plan is lacking.
这段时间 NOVA 没有放出更多的一个信息，霹雳之虎加上独木，感觉要来了。 跳起来
And like dying here too, you know that they're just going for like straight executes and stuff like this. See if RB can actively punish this. He doesn't have a nade anymore, but he does have a showstopper if he gets a kill. Like, just having this space as a defender is really strong. Poison Cloud, though, however, I quite like this position because it does make this a lot harder to play. And if you've got good positions like this, where CB just was, like, honestly, NOVA are really impressive with what they've cooked up here. I didn't know if that pit was because we saw some really cool pits with 100 Thieves, didn't we? more accidental ones, I think, though. Like the one that was on Heaven that kind of like wrapped all the way around in CT like this. Yeah, that's a sick. I mean, that might be worth writing down just for teams. I'll sell this information to teams. I put Tev instead of TEC. TEC v Nova. What round was it? Round 6?
自己进攻方的第4分了。这几次的进攻，我们可以看到 NOVA 是屡次在 B 点拿到分数啊。
而且 NOVA 这个阵容其实从整体的选择来看
Then a low buy managed to do well to, I think, keep this money still relatively high. I don't think they've ecoed much outside of like losing the pistol. Yeah, unfortunately teams can go and look at the VODs themselves afterwards, but yeah. It's definitely like, this is one of the good things of watching Chinese. You do catch a lot of small things. And also, I guess if you are like somebody that wants to learn more about the game, you get to see very like tier 1 players, but making mistakes that are easier to spot, I suppose. Sage wall again to like crunch on this. It's so nice from Nova, honestly. I think Nova win. And they go to playoffs to play up against DRG. If TEC win, they would go up against Trace. Single elimination. So I think Nova beating DRG is definitely doable. Nice damage, but I mean, they've been winning a streak of rounds at this point. I would think people would watch the Clove FPX VOD. Yeah, I mean, I imagine people will check it out, but I don't think you're going to come away with much. I think if you do Harbor Viper Omen, it's like triple controller, I think you would get a lot more out of it. I don't know. Like the Clove itself didn't do too much. TMV making a video? Of course he'd be making a video. Teats would make a video too, by the looks. Yep, another straight A execute. Good position from Abo to catch him out, but he can't quite get the kill. Viper's Pit used more to just block off all of this. You're planting right in the corner too. Sage Wall to cover off CT. Seeker's paranoid catch onto him. The Seeker's doing a lot of work here actually to try and break all of this wall.
有一个回复在这里，接下来防守方感觉还是有点难进来，直接选择想往里跳吗 ？RB 跳进来已经到了 ，Lokem 只能打一个1换1，剩下 AC 一个人。
Alright, another good round from Nova. I quite like the idea of like Viper pitting this and then doing a Sage Wall here.
非常的果断啊。
Just making it so you can have to go through the Viper's Pit if you want to get onto site. I think if I'm Nova there, I'm less trying to make the Sage Wall cover CT. Like, you'd want to do it a little bit, perhaps. But I think you want to just be blocking off elbow completely. Just stop them from going that way that they have to go through the Viper's Pit. Have you seen my cat pic? No, I haven't been on Discord this morning.
如果没有收集过多的信息，让 NOVA 去打一波流的时候，体坛通常是接不住的。但是如果
Which maybe I should. This is quite a late timeout as well for TEC for their first one.
掉一个的风险。
没错，现在对于
I want to see if Juntuki's put anything from the. Oh, it's a cute cat.
所以我觉得现在可能要，如果我是体坛的话，我可能会考虑还是要前顶要偏好一些，拿信息可能是更加重要的一环。再加上对面的这个少尉的选择是一个贤者嘛，他是一定要跟团的，没有断后。
凶一点的那种，顶个3个人的。
对，或者说是在第一波顶出来之后没有看到人，我可以直接绕后嘛。
是，
因为毕竟没有太多断后的技能。
那这个回合的经济，我们可以看到体坛来说并不是非常的好。 选择的是4把正1把封刺，那这一个暂停很有可能也是为下一个长枪局去做更多的一个部署啊。哎，而且还要说的是，体坛上个回合
Juntuki's got a lot of answers for JDGs.
哦，这个太
还没有拿到分，这是最难受的。
长
Like press conference after they won.
那现在是做了一个位置的转变，卡巴也来到了 B 点 ，A 区是幽影加上斯凯的双人防守。
阿波回旋跳
On an eco again. Abo just getting some information. Nades used, a bit of support, actual good weapon. Don't do it again, Abo. Abby's trying to fight. I mean, good posturing. You got the Sky Dog over here with the Omen. They moved the Cypher over towards B, so I guess that was the general plan. I don't know if I would have done this now if I was TEC, because you're on an eco. So Nova can sort of smell this out if they see that the Cypher utility over on B. You know what they were talking about in the timeout, right? Whereas if TEC keep their setup the same, you go, oh, they spoke about something that wasn't like how they're set up and how they're playing. So I'm a little bit nervous if TEC, after the timeout, they do this, they play the Cypher towards B, and then the next round they play Cypher towards B, and Nova, they're going to be aware of it now because of the trip. Nothing to follow up on because you don't have really the weaponry to do much with it. Good shot from RB. It has been pretty much ignored completely by CB, but it eventually gets traded. The camera's there, get some information. Res is going to be used on Swirl. 20 seconds, plant going to go down. Guan and Swirl just getting a couple more kills. I guess TEC were kind of keen to try and stop the plant going down, but they didn't really have anything for it.
手上都是正义啊，手上技能也并不是很充足了。
好难受 ，RB 这个位置其实他已经甚至要站住了那个位置，但是比较可惜自己的队友又是受到了对手拖延类的技能，导致说没有办法第一时间去帮。哦，卡哇伊对掉了2个人，但是也是一个1换2，还是要让阿博手里拿着正义的情况。
Yeah, again, good from Nova. A little bit worried now for TEC because if they keep having the Cypher over towards over towards B, Nova now know that they've swapped that around.
把0调度到 B 区来，可能是一个更好的决策。因为 B 点的整体位置比较狭窄嘛，加上你要打正面的话，肯定要考虑优先处理半线才行。
对
I knew me skipping Paper X and T1 was good.
有更多的回防时间。
What? Who are we cheering for in this instance? I guess Space Librarian.
有关系了，
没错。而且其实我觉得可能在重生点的这一侧，他们现在要想办法去解决一个问题，因为这边伤害技能很多，重生点是永远帮不到2楼的。
想再提，但是一个精准的。
TEC might be the one team I've not seen much improvement on from kickoff to stage 1. The others, maybe except BLG, improved massively. Yeah, I mean, I think that
把血量抬回来。而且 A 斜坡已经是在进攻方的控制之中了。
I think Billy improved in some ways.
但想重新踩回来就要。
I think they're just trying to change up a lot to see what works, but I think they've sort of come to a better conclusion. For stage 2, you can make a roster move again, see if you can find another IGL that could potentially go in that spot. Has EDG played yet? No, they play later.
下面阿博是藏了很久。
阿博这个位置还有个舌吻，感觉要 solo 了。看到了。
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like TEC have
住啊，欧林欧这个位置也是用
like got worse.
骗了一下第一组开枪的一个时间 ，RB 扔出了自己一个惊喜翻城，想拉下枪线，但是他要面对一个1打2，自己漏了一个手臂往咨询室的位置走。这样的话 ，NOVA 也知道了咨询室是有人的。
但这里
Tracer pretty much the same. I don't know. I think Lau joining the team has been a really good addition for them. Yeah, it's definitely not a honeymoon phase, but they're still mostly above other teams in and around them. I don't want to write them off just because they had like a shock loss to DRG. I don't think they got worse. I mean, I think that bringing in AC over Chuya made the team significantly worse.
叫完暂停之后也没有拿到分数。虽然说能够收掉 CB， 但整体的局势已经不可挽回了。
是这样的话，一个暂停是，小枪局和长枪局都没有能够成功的拿下，而且我们要知道这是上半场的第10个回合了。我们可以见的会比较多的是，可能第10个回合之前会喊一个暂停，但是剩下2
Never execute another
对于体坛，如果真的要来，
round and map, I suppose. The TEC just look like they don't really know what they're doing on this map.
就很。
如果上半场只有2分，好像也说不过去。加上这张图目前来看，还是偏防守一些的。
耶，这么巧，打一种之存，一个人被了。
Good trade from Guan.
小光能够成功的完成。
Hello.
换人是完全
Troll the noob.
没错，
这里也玩得非常的开心啊。
那局势对于体坛来说就没有那么乐观。
We'll see against EDG, I guess.
保留下来，下分又是一个。
It's a little bit mean, I suppose, to be like, oh yeah, we're not sure, like, we're putting you on fraud watch, and you have to do well against EDG to prove that you're not frauds.
我们也提过，如果输掉一张地图分的话，对于体坛来讲，下一张地图可能要追的分数就越来越多了。
是，而且这张地图
Like the only teams that Trace have lost to this stage, well, this year even, have been FPX, EDG, and then DRG.
所以现在局势对于体坛来讲已经是非常的艰难了。但这份
And I think it's maybe like the way that Trace played just didn't suit playing up against DRG.
中路的前顶，但手上只有一把正义。 但这波潜艇好像确实有
Because DRG are definitely like aimers.
林也调度了过来，
But I think against Tyloo, they got anti-stratted hard. Not anti-stratted, but just out-tactic too.
刚刚有说到了关于 RP 的一
TEC just mid enough that they'll be getting slapped around by Nova. Yeah, I'd say the TEC are fairly mid, but Nova, like especially on attack, Nova have really good like execute rounds.
所以还是没有太着急的去做动作。
体坛阵
Okay.
一做做摁到底。
Ace for AC.
帮忙找出了 OB 道案的位置。哎，冰之谷看到了吗？看到了。
Oh, Abo stole it.
稳稳的去解决掉了这一分。
Oh, that's brutal.
是最关键的。
对，而且保证不掉枪才是最重要的。
Win jigs from me potentially.
往后排一排。
对。
但这波 timing 的选择 ，AC 真的是太赶了，而且正好是对面 NOVA 眼里只有一。
I mean, that's the problem when you only have like a Sky is
枪的人都是其实
there's an initiator for flashes.
我们可以看到，想要抬枪去补枪的光刚过来的位置就已经被直接扫到头了。
对，哇，这一波这一分来的太解渴了，
很关键，很关键。
而且也帮助他们在。
Just going for a straight A execute. What ultimates do you have? You almost have a Seekers. Going towards heaven, you got a trip here, you got a camera up top, you got Abo that's fast rotating because he usually plays mid. There's the snake bite. Dog hits him and he just gets wall banged. I didn't even think you could get wall banged from there. Blockham's trying to fight as much as possible, has a flash. Oh, tries to just get past, but Swell wasn't really hit by it. I mean, this is just a brutal slog. These guys are good when they're like all playing together like this. It's a good brute force execute comp. Who do you root for if you're a Bilibili fan? You root for TEC.
如果他再点掉一个，手里有玩焰火。
但问题来了，对面站得很散。
对，
玩焰火下来，可能你最多能把点内两个人炸掉，但二楼的人怎么处理呢？
You're rooting for TEC to just pick up a map at least. Which for Lotus, I think would be more likely, I guess. Because how TEC look here on split, I'd say Nova look like on Lotus. It's not a good map for them. Wow, actually a really good wallbang. Is Bilibili in a sensible situation where they need other teams to win in order for them to qualify? Yeah, pretty much. It's more like you don't want Nova to win. The format's confusing to me. Yeah, it's confusing to me too. We can have a look at least. So let's go to Wikipedia in China. So here, Nova, if they win, they go 2-4. They're 4-9. They're on equal round differential. So really, it's just they have to win 2-0. If they win 2-0, they're gonna have the same like differential anyway.
可能我们 CN 联赛里面出的比较少的英雄，但是在外赛区还挺多。
Like you can't win 2 maps and have a worse differential. But yeah, Nova just need to win both maps for them to qualify. If they lose one, they're 5-9, 5-10. If they win 7-10. Actually, would that work? They lose a map and then 2-0. They should still be okay. Because it'd be... No, sorry, it'd be 6-10, not 7-10. Yeah, so they can't drop a map. Same with TEC. If they... drop a map, they'd be 5-7. And then they'd be 7-7, 6-6. But, like, differential's important for them. Fuck, even if they lose this map and win the next one, they might need to, like, 13-0 their way in. Wolves is permanently out. Yeah, Wolves, same as Vitality, their fate was in their own hands and they fumbled it. Yeah, it's a very, very annoying format to have. So, within, I think there's a good format in there somewhere. Like, I kind of like having groups that play themselves for stage 1, and then the top, like, group stage here for stage 1, and then stage 2, the groups play against each other, so you end up with just like a long league of full round robin. That I like, but I don't like playing against the other group first and doing differentiations on that. You need head-to-head if you're doing groups. Just flat out, it's not fair otherwise, it's silly. Yeah, really nice flash.
而比这个位置被索先给对掉了，给一个近翻腾，后面把人给拉开，阿波就在侧面能够再对，接到
Oh, Obi-Wan.
进入这个残局，人在后面。
Oh, I thought he got it then, but it's just the observers switching away. Observers for China have not been great recently.
哇，这分两边是展现了非
I've
常
tried-
快的一个补枪配合的效率，
Like,
但很
it's
可惜
definitely very like chaotic Valorant, but I think that
18滴啊，还是被赶来的卡哇伊收下了。
I think the quality's been good in places, but I think over the last couple of weeks, I think observing's been incredibly rough. It's just too much too fast.
血坡的时候 ，Locam 被对面
Like we're switching off perspective. Like we don't need to switch off this perspective here
站到了。
我不得不说，第一个
off Obi-Wan onto Kawhi.
这里给到的，给小光这里闪到了，有点难受的。因为第二个闪好像是近点
Pro Classic, I see you.
去打2楼的这个闪嘛。好，一起来看一下。那
Tele should have won that game versus Wolves. Yeah, they probably should have done, or at least looked a little bit better than against JDG.
但这样的话，体坛拿到手
A
枪
Wolves should have.
自己又有了一些容错，在下半场就不用打得太过于紧张。哇，这里是想通过蹲烟能换一些枪。
第一下能量球。
Yeah, Tyler were getting good for sure.
我手里这样的枪我也不好。
They're not a complete meme team. They are really frustrating to watch still,
直
but
接把对面劝退，或者是吸引对面往自己这里丢技能。
幸福墙摸进来，人往里
the
面
nade and then you're just going in with it. I mean, Obi-Wan is off his fucking rocker, but he gets one and gets out.
能够再把血量给
You can't really get the heal from the sky because first of all, they don't have one.
好啊，
A 点成功
And
摸进来
Abo has lurked his way all the way into the A
而
site.
且阿博是一把非
Which China team isn't frustrating to watch? Probably FPX at the moment.
是
FPX, JDG played like
中路现在
JDG aren't frustrating to watch. It's just sad to
去
watch.
等。就对于体坛来说，对于 NOVA 来说，这个回合
EDG can be. EDG definitely can
我去
be.
捡到枪，然后再回头跟你打，我能下多少把我都是。
But I think for EDG, it's more frustrating to watch them because there's rounds and series that they should lose that they just
卡哇伊
like
可能没有想到
have
这地方
bullshit magical moments that they win.
再掉
It'll happen today. It will 100% happen today. I can guarantee the Trace are going to be the better looking team,
没有
yet they just lose against ecos, they lose against like nobody clutches,
一把数位，那人数上是有巨大
and EDG will come out on
量
top.
上也比较健康。来了，人海战术，人要往前去追，阿布给了一个手稳，第一时间想要隔断一下，人好多，所有直接选择跳出来，点到了头部。
I mean, eco wins. That's a backbreaker for Tech though.
不会吧？
0换5。
Missed the first half. How was it? Nova's executes with this comp are really good.
这波必区的设计啊，确实
Tech had some really good like utility rounds, but it feels to me like
非常的被动。
you're watching Tech
这把飞将
and they know the comp and they know where people are roughly playing, you know, the walls and stuff like that, but
点的时候你发挥不了他在
they're not
架枪的优势。
对的，
they're not as clued up in on as to why that they can't beat comps that are a little bit
全是
different.
蹦蹦跳跳的标配过来抓你啊！
Tech seem to be like if you're playing this comp into Tech, I imagine that they would be really strong against you.
啊，现在
But if you're playing something that is different,
相当的不乐观
like some of this very like
刚刚说
execute
的
centric,
踩雷飞剑的配合
like
真的
this
是
was,
抓的恰到好
it
处
was。brutal.
我觉得对于 NOVA 来说很了不起的是，他们是双决斗改成这样的一个阵容，其实是比较大的一
Kaiwa
个战术思路上的变化，但是他们掌握的非常的好。
10比4，自己的优势分被翻盘之后，对于体坛来讲又是
Could Nova still make playoffs yet? They need 2-2-0
被
though.
迫要存，
玉成要先碎一下吗？中路有
但手枪
人在控
碎玉成真的
好辛苦哦，
确实。
又不敢用刀，
Oh, Autumn already. I've been,
视察枪都漏
I
完
feel
了
like harassing Sprite for any info, especially on stage
车
2.
库人多了，
而且又这最恐怖的是玉成一碎，看到星体后面还有一个星体，行了，有点不想打了。
而且最大的问题是防守方的魁蛇也是可以一个单控中路的角色，所以可以在两边都去放2个人来做防守。
防守方我们可以看到 A 前点，刚刚 CB 是派出了自己的P0之虎，收集到没有人了，想要吸一下贴到脸上了，狂怒，哇，追着想要打。
Sprite, I'm pretty sure you told.
一条线
Nice from Olingo. I'm pretty sure you told Liquipedia everything that was happening with Tier 2.
对方也是很清楚自己在没有稳住枪线的时候一直在保持移动啊，一边跑着打，一边跑着躲，对。
而且我护甲有优势，就算你是一把近距离发挥会比较出色的狂怒，我也没有太多的担忧。身后还
I
有
was just trying to get info from other
身后
platforms.
还有兄弟在。
虽然说 timing 点
You got it from Liquipedia? Oh.
枪械的差距会有点大。
对于这个回合来说，体坛也没有更多的一个运营空间。
I'm pretty sure it was part of that conversation. You were like, I need to tell Wikipedia about
即使我知
this.
道你的贤者在 B， 你的2颗星体也在 B， 我也只能硬着头皮去打了。因为如果
I just want to know about the other platforms. Yeah, I meant more like the China national competition. I feel like a lot of the information that Wikipedia got from that was maybe from you, and like from the big page of info that you gave. But yeah, for the stream site qualifiers into platform.
斯维尔的位置已经先把阿博给接住了。
Because I think the China national competition is meant to be in July, right? And I'm like, I don't see it. I think it's going to be August. If the platform qualifiers are in May, it's going to be end of May. And then the main, like, stage 2 platform qualifiers is going to be June. What's the round differential at Nova need to qualify? They don't. They have minus 28 round differential, so do Billy. Exactly the same. So if Nova win 2-0, like they're gonna have plus differential, right? You can't win a map and lose more rounds than you win.
绕到了 RB 这里，更加主动的一个出击 ，CB 的位置也已经暴露出来了。卡哇伊还是用幻影把 CB 的位置成功给收下。RB 就在飞羽苗的位置支架。 成功的把 OB1 给接住。
Alright, some life for Tech, thankfully.
进攻到了 B 点里面，拿到了非常不错的一个收。
What's your score prediction? I don't really do score predictions. I don't know.
把小洞给收掉是非常关键的一环。魁射如果一旦在中路站住的话，想要强行打到中路来是很。
Who gains the most from winning this series? Well, both of them. But both of them need to win 2-0. If it's a 2-1 scoreline, neither of them go to playoffs. So if we see Nova winning this first map, Tech can't make playoffs, all gamers go instead. But if I'm Tech, I'm like, first of all, you want to win this series because you want to, like, if you miss out on playoffs and you're 3-2 in your group, and you're in your mega group, so you have 6 games in stage 2, that's really good for Tech, to be honest. Like, you're already in Shanghai, so people will want to scrim against you. DRX make it, or want to scrim against RB, I'm sure.
稍微缓过来一口气啊，但是比分上我们还是要说那个问题，体坛的容错
Like, for making playoffs, Nova one map win is really important. For making champions, they need to, like, win the series.
1分当2分打的局面来去比较快的追分回来。
要想办法把除了
Which is it's a very peculiar situation for Nova to be in.
最好也能够去循环起来，才能。
Well, no, you don't. You need both maps.
这个对于体坛来说。
So like Nova winning 2-0, they go to playoffs. 2-1, they don't. But when you're 1-4 in the group that's played up against 6 opponents already, you need more than 1 win. Otherwise, there's not really a massive chance of making Shanghai. Not making Shanghai, making Seoul. Alright, Showstopper has been used by Swirl. Plant's going to come in right on this corner. They know that the Omen is sort of lurking around here. They got a trip that's like sort of semi-protecting them. RB playing sort of right in this little pocket. I mean, AC's doing a good job of like just buying time here. 2 good kills from Tech, from RB. Nice free K. Good post plant.
摸进来，卡哇伊已经是提前架在了这个位置，这个回合也是属于体坛的一波大胜。
哇，而且 AC 的处理我觉得非常的到位。他也是在被对面发现身位之后，没有选择着急出来拼枪，而是通过一直在露脚步，然后去挂绳。
Wait, what are we talking about? I'm confused. Do you think RB stays in China after his contract ends? I mean, he's probably getting good money. He's playing in Tier 1.
放过去点内的话，其实会面临2边的包夹。点内只有3个人是不太好守的。
感觉所有这个地方可能也是没有跟队友去协调的特别好，就突然马路上面想要转过去抓下水道的人，但是点内已经被对手已经完全提前站好了。那 NOVA 也喊出了自己这张地图的第一个暂停。
RB sort of like suddenly.
现在分数其实差距还是有。
Nova win this eco flawlessly, mark my words. I think good timing for a timeout.
玩 NOVA 的存款应该不太多了。
You still got 2, so you got some time to play with.
是不太能够起枪的。
对，对于 NOVA 来说，经济上
Pay isn't so different from Tier 1 APAC, probably worse. Yeah, for an organization like Tech, maybe a little bit worse. I don't really know what is a typical salary for Chinese players, to be fair. But like, would RB get Tier 1 opportunities within Pacific? Probably. I don't know who would pick him up though.
不过我觉得也有一个问题是 ，NOVA 这
Like a
里的
T1, a Genji, potentially.
它其实不像常规的哨位来说，比如说像零啊有战术监控。
Bleed was a good shout. Just make Bleed some like old DRX retirement home.
去露身位，或者通过有没有人打预成这种反馈来收集位置的信息。
是他比起奇乐和零，他就是缺少这样的信息收集的能力。
对，所以可能导致自己在防守边的队友的身位要。
But also, if you sign for Bleed, you're only signing for 1 year because they only have, after this year, have 1 more year in
因为如果你防守边完全没有
Ascension.
打得太过于被动了。
是自己本身又是单先锋的一个阵容，单先锋还单是个斯凯，对吧？
斯凯主要是现在引路之损也很贵。
对的。
那先来看一下这分暂停。
So if you get like a 3-year contract for TEC, I'm taking that over a 1 year for Bleed, no matter how much money I make from the Bleed contract.
做一手拖延。
CB 这个位置是只有一把正义在的，霹雳之虎直接准备。
But that's naturally like if you're not bothered about living in Shanghai instead of Seoul. Is there no way to extend it? No. What you're hoping for is that you as an organization have like done enough that Riot want to partner with you and they want to drop somebody else. Which for Pacific, I don't think there's any orgs that Riot would get rid of out of partnership. You could say like DFM, but considering they've kind of like absorbed Crazy Raccoon and they're doing like a lot of stuff like infrastructure wise in Japan with Crazy Raccoon and DFM, I think that's like it was a good move for them to stay in the league, because if they didn't do that, I think you end up in like an Evil Geniuses situation where but EG I don't think he'll stay next year.
哦，体坛的这个暂停虽然是 NOVA 的暂停，但是体坛的一个调整和面对对手的这一套防守阵容。
Yeah, DFM has an insane fan base because it cannibalized Crazy Raccoons. RRQ are like massive as an org. For mobile gaming. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? That third kill from Obi-Wan was crazy.
在第一波的拖延技能交完了之后，选择蹲在了赛博囚笼的左侧，而这一点通常来说是进攻方人经常会漏搜的位置，因为你所有的注意力都在。
Holy shit! Yeah, I'm taking a timeout after that too. Christ.
那这个回合要知道是 NOVA 的一个半起回合，那他们成功拿下以后，比分已经来到了12分。接下来体坛。
Do you think G2 takes Evil Geniuses spot? Maybe that, or you got like FlyQuest, Golden Guardians.
最后只留给了自己15秒去打 B 点。那你要知道 B 点是有星坠在的，它有一颗星体加上一个重力之井，就至少能够拖延你4到5。
Am I still?
而且最大的问题是因为
we back?
在上分的长枪分，阿博的单走被抓到了，所以这一分阿博。
I don't know what happened there. Like everything froze for me. I don't know if it like is the stream still up? It seems like it's still up.
时间卡得非常的极限，最后只能选择干出烟，5个人全被截。
这个回合确实是。 你没有可能。
Could you hear me throughout that?
视角里面，他们其实是有点想要去打。
Because everything froze for me.
因为正好撞到了蝰蛇加对，加上
4海，
导致说第一时间没有办法成功。
I mean, the fact that I could hear the game audio was like fine.
时间上就不是特别的够了。
没错，那现在看一下这对于体坛来讲是常规。
Stream is good. Wait, did it freeze at all?
再叫的话，可能还有更多调整的机会。
Did anybody else have to freeze, or was that just me?
是没有任何的容错了。
体坛的话直接。 偷杆加底，我们看到 RP 这里进攻的明狙搞一把来，也是要在前点的位置想跟对手拼一下，但是我看 B 点防守这里 NOVA 是这3个人想往前冲一下的，打了一个闪。
No, like my Like I couldn't move my mouse, like I've got like my camera preview and stuff like that was all frozen, so like my graphics card froze for a second, I think. But I don't think you guys experienced that.
不管怎么样 ，B 通道的第一波对枪没有产生，而且 NOVA 也是把自己的战线往前扩了一些。
It sped up for a second.
不要试一下吧？
要看吗？要看吗？
指标队友是狙。 这个地方挺危险的。
Yeah, like I don't think you get rid of DFM for EMEA.
他这里想打的是补枪，除非 CB 出枪。
I don't know. It sort of depends how, like, maybe something like Koi or Giants could get cut.
手里是一把明狙，怎么处理一个180度的枪线？不知道后面要来人。CB 找到了 RB 的一个背身，接下來只剩下
Giants, if anyone. All right, nice. 13-6. TEC out of playoffs contention, but that doesn't mean that NOVA are in. So all gamers are celebrating right now because they at least get to make playoffs, which valid, I think. Wait, actually, I don't know if they do. I'll double check. So they're 5 and 7 now. They've got 7 and 7. So no, they're not out yet. But considering how hard they lost, they have to be winning like the next map. They need to be winning like 13-1 or something crazy. What was the map differential actually? 13-6. So -7. So in total, it has -27 map differential. And so they need +24 in 2 maps. How do you get +24 in 2 maps? You like have to win 13-1, 13-1.
在近期霓虹钉的一个对战当中，确实是登场比较少，应对的不足，让他们在前期连续的丢分啊。上半场打完之后，就直接来到了一个3比9。
是这个。
It's not possible. It's.
我比赛里面没用过，怎么说？贤者这个英雄确实也是 NOVA 再一次祭出的法宝。我觉得 NOVA 这支队伍非常有意思的地方在于，他们也是非常愿意科研的一支队伍。
对，而且其实很多时候 NOVA 的这种。
It'd be 7-6. Yeah, but like we're adding the one that they just lost here. Like this isn't real time, so it'd be 5 and 7. So the best that they could hope for is 7 and 7, which is the same as 6 and 6. But all gamers -3. This is -27. Yeah, you're hoping for like you basically drop 3 maps. What's the best? 2 13-0s is +26. So and they need +24. So if they drop 2 rounds on the next map, they're done. Is that right? The 27. They need -3, so that's 24. Yeah, if they lose 3 rounds, they're done. And for Nova, they're 5 and 9 now. Doesn't matter about differential because it's the same. Like it has to be like they have to win 2-0 for it to be 6 and 9, as well as for Billy. So if you win 2-0, you're gonna have a better map differential. Even if you win 13-11, 13-11. Here they've already like done well. Like they're +7, so they're like +21. So all they need to do is win this next map and they're in, which is kind of exciting. We'll just look at YouTube comments if there is any. Don't think there is, right? YouTube chat, you all good?
一起来看一下这场的 MVP 给到的是 CB 选手258的平均战斗力评分，2.9的 K 4的平均每回合伤害。
Yes, so at like 1 p.m. my time, so in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I'll have to dip because I'm casting Polaris. So I don't know if anybody else will be watching China because it's a qualifying day for Pacific. So I'm a little bit uncertain. So who we got? TEC versus NOVA.
那我们可以看一下体坛这里的话，可能就会比较难受了。包括像 RB 还有 AC 他们的数据上面都没有来到说可以大于1的这样的一个情况啊。那包括像 Locam 今天目前还不是在自己最好的一个状态，那只能说这一场是对于体坛来说是生死战，只能说尽快的要把自己的一个状态去调整回来啊。
但唯一的好消息是目前好像13比6的比分还有一丝丝的机会吧？
还有理论机会，
理论还有机会，但
Honestly, Black and Shameless tried to see if they could do it in VCT. Yeah, Black especially, I think was like for me looks decent.
2分，
好像只能拿2分，是啊，很恐怖，我只能说很恐怖。体坛如果想要晋级的话
，Time for TEC and an 8-man roster to change again.
击败数上面 NOVA 有
Yeah, I mean,
非常夸张的，而且9次安置爆能器9。
How did AC do this map? I mean, going back on Douyu is a pain.
对他们的进攻，虽
So
然
we'll
说
just do it
从
on
这个角
YouTube.
度来看，可能打的会比较的抱团啊，没有太多转点的容错，但是他们也是通过个人能力
They're dominant, 9 plants, 9 wins. So only 3 rounds where they didn't get the plant down.
对的，我们可以看到了 NOVA 刚刚我们提到的这支队伍，他们
MVP was CB, which is great. Fantastic performance from him. RB was like solid. Lockem, Ho.
对吧？其实我觉得
AC was at least pretty good. But I mean, how much was that propped up by the 4K? Are you casting or the Destiny? I'm casting. RB1, I mean, didn't really do much until that, like, second to last round. Swell, fantastic as per usual. CB's there, Olingo. Yeah, like, honestly, like, good performances from, like, the people I wanted to see performances out of. Like, Obi-Wan, yeah, maybe statistically quiet, but didn't have too much to do, to be fair. CB was great, Swell was great, Olingo was great, Guan. Guess he playing a different sort of comp overall. And I want to see more out of AC, I got that. Lockem, I want to see more out of, I didn't. So that's the only, like, concern I have. Actually, let's use this as a chance. So what's the next map? What is the next map? Lotus. I wish I could put like 2 names in this list. That'd be handy. Must be. I'll have to ask Leica if there's a way to do that. What the teams that we're looking at? Titan, and then Nova. What were Nova running again on this map? Against all gamers, they ran like a more normal comp, and it looked better, but I think they had a really bad defensive side. Yeah, they got 9 freed and then came back. They tried Cypher against FPX, it didn't really work. Who is it that I'm thinking of that kind of went to play No Viper double initiator? Might have been Wolves, actually. But that's where Nova started. Sorry, they ran double duelist and a breach. And then TEC haven't really played it that much. They beat Wolves in like the first week. RB like 30 bombed. And then Billy, Trace, and JD, these games were in kickoff. Right, let me run some ads just beforehand, so I'll do that. I hope that everybody's having a good old time. Definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, I mean, there should be some good games. Let me see if I can. I'll just go here. It's a little bit of a pain to get to. Polaris, here we go. Eclipse. So, we have Hookahs versus Requiem first. Hookahs looked really good against K10 yesterday. Almost 13-0 on Breeze. They have a new player of Can on their roster too. So what did they play? Breeze and Bind. What did you guys play? Icebox and Breeze. So we might see some Breeze, but I reckon 13-0's formulation on it yesterday. So you got a team that got relegated from Polaris Stage 1 with Hookahs, who didn't win a series at all. Just kind of dumpstered K10. These teams came through Premier, by the way, which is kind of cool, and these teams came through like Beacon, which are like tier 3 tournaments around Northern Europe. So, and I know Requiem because they played in their open and close qualifiers that we watch partied way back in like January. So we'll be watching this team against Hookahs with a new player that actually looked good for the first time, really, against Requiem, who have been in and around tier 2, tier 3, fairly close like this. And then K10 Formulation, we don't see that game, but we see this one. So loser of this up against Formulation or K10.
情况并不是很乐观，比分差距还是有点偏大的。
这个就已经从我们要晋级变成了
稳住，先稳住，
要想办法先稳住了。
然后最后可能会到我跟他爆了的环境。
最后有可能你真的是来到图3就已经，或者说今天打到一半就已经变。
It's not a grand final really. So what it is these are games to qualify. The teams in Polaris in stage 1 that did badly, the bottom 2, which were Hookahs and Formulation, they get relegated to this tournament. And then this is like an open qualifier from Premier and then Tier 3 events. So it's like a last-ditch attempt for these two teams to stay in. And whoever wins this series qualifies for Polaris in Stage 2. And then whoever wins this series later on qualifies for Polaris in Stage 2. TEC is... If TEC drop 3 rounds, they're done. They have to like 3 rounds total across the next 2 maps. Nova, for them, like, they could also not make playoffs because this isn't 2 teams fighting for the same spot, right? We're in different groups. To qualify to stay in Polaris, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, Lotus. Yes, 2 normal comps. Thank you. Good to see from both these teams. RB on Raze. Role-wise, this seems to really suit TEC, and they didn't look too bad when they played up against Wolves, to be fair. And then, yeah, I guess Obi-Wan must have been ill or something last week. It's probably a good question for the press conference, I think. Also, thank you all for some of the follows. I had like a couple today, so if you're new to watching, follow like goes a long way. For sure, just the support is crazy. Like, this is something that I'm doing, like, trying to do. It'd be amazing to do something like this full time, but this is just like a pipe dream, I suppose, for the moment. It's a hobby, but it's more than a hobby, I guess, because I'm like, I still work in the esports field, right?
最关键的一环，但是这一切的一切都要交由 NOVA 来看，他们能不能去做好调整。同样的，对于体坛来说，他们仍然存在着理论的机会去进。
I'm really trying to see if we can find ways to get permission for watch partying the Tier 2 tournaments.
对的，那同时还有另一支队伍也非常关注这比赛的胜负，因为 AG 他们现在
The only issue is that there's a lot of best of ones in the main event. So, I mean, you're going to be watching like 5 Lotuses back to back, it feels like. Okay. Alright, map 2, TEC versus Nova. TEC, basically, if they drop 3 rounds, they're done for playoffs. Nova, they still need to win, and they need to win 2-0. So this map is an important pickup for them. And like TEC's chances of making playoffs, like for the players right now, is going to feel pretty much done. So winning the series for groups is still super important. That's one of the positives from the changes that Riot have made this year, is that group games do matter still. But that's like now 2 chances, 2 rounds. Because they're minus 27 differential now, they need to get up to minus 3. So they're at minus 28 now. I've never played DRG before. No. Wait. No, they have. It was the first game that they played. They played at kickoff, sorry. Does China have a tier 2? It does, but it is very different to how other tier 2s work around the world. It's very... It's not confusing, there's just a lot of it. So TEC one way to try and go up to here. They've opened the door to see if anybody's like pushing in B. Juan is in a good position. Olingo is also playing like high-low, I think, yeah. One more round. I think it's like if they lose one more round, they can't make playoffs. So it's 29 now. Yeah, they can't lose one more round. You have to win 26 rounds in a row for them to make it. And even then, it's them making it, but they have to win a best of 1 against all gamers. Yeah. It's not champs points that they're playing for, it's like group standings. Like, yeah, you get champs points for winning a series in groups, but it's basically done off your, like, Because at the end of stage 2, everybody would have played each other. So it's almost like you're adding both the groups together. Top 6 of those teams who have won the most in groups go to stage 2 playoffs.
卡哇伊已经被打到只剩60的血量，闪身，苏又把卡哇伊给抽掉了，
而且配合上 C 点的开门啊，
哎，来的稍微有一点。
Even then, it's all gamers playing up against Trace in playoffs first, so. Christ. We seen Trace play up against all gamers?
对于体坛来说勉强还能
We have not. They were in different groups.
也有看到
They behave.
对于进攻边的体坛来说，好像没有太多位置可以去走，走势的话会被迫面临。
Yeah, the fact that you've got like champs points and then like series wins in groups, both equaling different things, it gets very confusing. Who even thought of this format? I think I'm not trying to be contrarian. All right, is this done? Is this it? Are we getting like we need to clap for all gamers for making playoffs when it happens?
1打3的局面，强行先把爆能器给滴下来，但对面的回放已经到位了。
马上要碰到了，怎么？
Oh,
这样拉枪，但没有问题。
congratulations all gamers for making playoffs.
成功的解决掉对手，长枪局成功拿下，那可以说恭喜 AG 了。
And commiserations to TEC.
是已经确定 AG 已经成功出现。
But I think the right team made it.
机会了，
是的，
但还是要去打好
Personally.
接下来的每一分。
是的，
因为对于 NOVA 来讲，这一场也是要面临生死的抉择的。
现在还有一支
My team top 6, my team, yeah.
关键 BLG 他们现在也非常的紧张啊，目前的这样一个局面啊。
I mean, I think all gamers are definitely above the like mid to bottom pack. It's just their own mental that they struggle with.
就看一下
So yeah, TEC now. TEC could be right bastards with this and try to win this map because it stops Nova from qualifying for playoffs. Because Nova need to win 2-0 to get it over Bilibili, which would be crazy.
给一下压力，碰到了碎石的区域，但是怎么样去打进去这一波呢？我们可以看到 AB 连这一侧。 NOVA 是有3个防守队员在这里的。
He been in front. He was just trying to be like a target for somebody to trade off, but they got the timing wrong. I don't think they necessarily knew where he was either, but I could be wrong. Right, pretty much an eco then. Marshall, Bulldog. I guess we're hoping for this series to be done fairly quickly so we can get to EDG versus Trace. Because at this rate, we might be able to actually like catch a good portion of it. Poor TEC, yeah, I mean, thinking about it, like who did TEC lose to that was a problem? I think they lost to DRG, which, fair enough, they made playoffs. They beat Tyloo. What else?
以及对于对手走向的把控做得很完美，我觉得 CB 的指挥真的是非常的合理。
Who did TEC beat?
这个真的是有拿捏了的感觉。
They beat Wolves in the first week.
那我们其实是感觉
They lost to DRG. They lost to Edward Gaming. And then that must have meant that they beat Bilibili, and they did, yeah.
有去给很多动力吸引到了对面的一个转点，但第二波的决策 NOVA 其实是更快的。
4比0的一个开局，体坛只能选择把自己的常规时间的
Like EDG's group is just so free at the moment.
地图他们应该是6杠2的时候，
叫得比较晚，
的时候喊了一个暂停，对，但是那个时候其实
Because you've got BLG that have like slightly disappointed. DRG have looked like all right, but still like just above the pack. You got Wolves that definitely felt like they're disappointed. And then because Wolves could have made playoffs instead of BLG or Nova. Then you've got Nova, which, you know, like they lost to Tyloo. Wolves lost to TEC and JDG. BLG lost to who did they lose to? They've lost to like all gamers. They've lost to Trace and FPX. Then DRG they lost to Tyloo. Stage 2 is going to be really interesting with just how these groups have like come together.
空城计的这种感觉去浪费你的晚安焰火。
哇，这分 NOVA 反而是在对面叫完在。
But Nova feel like they're playing this a lot better. Just Killjoy Viper stuff after a tech timeout.
C 点很快，
是顶到土坡。
Pell at this point is stuck when they had Peter Crouch.
找到了卡哇伊。
Yeah, just brute forcing themselves.
这个位置是有人的，所以第一时间感觉没有跟对手去对。 因为他不知道具体后面有多少人。
I think that's a very good analogy, actually. Those were the days.
刚刚是对枪了，
能够确定是一个单走，所有的晚焰火没有着急的去。
The Tony Pulis era.
出生点的位置也知道有人了，第二时间拉扯了一小点时间，其实更像是 C 点打不进 B 点被发
All right, so wall's going through.
小光
看到齐乐在 A 了，也知道前面往前。
Secret's about to be broken.
怎么办？开石门
I was at least watching it. Showstopper 2 for Swirl. So I think it's going to be like. If they're breaking it, Showstopper. Oh man, he just catches Abo by surprise with the satchel in. I mean, I don't blame him. Doesn't mind being hit because he has the nades. Gets him on the other side. Really nicely done from Swirl. It was incredibly boring football. Can't always be, you know, mechanically gifted stuff. Sometimes you have to get a little bit scrappy.
我去哪儿都不行，哪都有压力。首先是 C 区 ，C 区其实是一波3人的前顶配合单向一样的强势控速，你肯定不可能去跟对面的强侧来进行碰撞，再加上有晚焰火，而转到 B 区单走的。
Welcome did well to get a couple there too.
只能最终导向 A。
Is Obi-Wan back again? Not necessarily this map, but he had some good moments on split. I think when you win that hard, especially on attack, naturally you're going to have like quite low stats because everybody else is just getting all of the kills. I mean, Swirl is just fucking about at this point now, just satchel peeking off everything. Oh, bad time to go for a reload. Just, like, you still need to be winning this, Nova. Even though TEC's job's done for, like, playoffs, they can't make it anymore. You still need to win this map, so don't go piss-arsing about for the sake of it. Where was this Nova the entire split? I mean, I think this is more TEC looking bad than anything.
踩雷飞剑给炸掉了，接下来是一个1打1 ，Lockham 手里有叶灵，身边是有枪的，身边是有枪可以捡的，
但枪还好像在这个。
But it's also like incorporating. He really doesn't think that he's going to come behind him, does he?
而且这个鬼眼扔的，说实话有点保守了，他有点看不到。
Now he's a bit more
我
aware.
最难受的是这波捡枪，他是走对手的重生点捡的，所以很有可
Like
能。
you've planted for CT, but you're not playing CT.
两个人离得好近，但两个人好像都不是特别确定人的位置。Obi-Wan 这个地方给了一个黑杖，直接选的D一下，先找人，水下会漏吗？没有从水下走，另一侧进来了。
There he is.
Obi-Wan 现在知道对手的一个位置了，直接再给了一个黑以后，选择要抢拆。
He's just sticking it. It's because of the second smoke. Big brain, very big brain. Just putting this second smoke down in an aggressive position just makes Lockham think that he's going to try and push through it.
办法，因为现在这个局面，如果你要强行进2个烟里面去找人的话，你的枪位是绝对的劣势，他只能赌对面不敢征拆。
Very big brained.
拿捏对手的心理，拿捏的很准啊。
对他烟套烟会让。 Lockham 这里压力非常的大，他不敢去穿越2个烟找人。
没错，而且我觉得只打到这个残局 ，RB 晚焰火打开了局面，已经是很不容易的创造出来了这个1打1的局面。但很可惜，在位置的选择以及跟对手
Just knows where he is roughly. He smoked the spike recently, so he doesn't really need to resmoke it again. So he just does a smoke deeper, which means that Lockham can't really push through it because there's. It just gives you the impression that he's tapped the defuse and he's playing in that second smoke to like get up in your face. But he ends up just sticking it. Lockdown before the spike is planted. Lockham is still going to plant the spike anyway. Guana's gone down. Lockdown is still going to go through. They can't break it. Guai's going to get detained there. And Lockham does too. There's just one that got detained. Lockham, I guess, was just trying to trade off his teammate, but couldn't.
又是瞬间只剩 AC 1人了。
1打2的残局，先解决掉石门，再回头，但爆能机又是
He's sticking it again. Oh no, he's not. Oh my god, 2 rounds in a row. That just Obi-Wan is just playing the mind games. Literal Jedi mind tricks from Obi-Wan. Good god.
但我觉得这分最大的功臣其实是光这手全面。
2 rounds in a row that he's pulled shit like that.
也是通过有中间阶段这个优势，把 C 点做了一个放手。 全面封锁，一旦射向一塔，配合上 B 点石门处这个旋转门的开启啊，所有人的位置都是一览无余。
对， 主要是他虽然只关了一个人，但是他把
Oh my god, Obi-Wan actually demolishes him there too.
光在释放这个全面封
And AC knew that he was going to potentially stick it, so
你画了水下一小块
he can't do anything else. Good for them to get half. I genuinely thought Obi-Wan was going to stick it again, to be fair.
一个成绩了。
H 的争夺，哎，但开局阿波拿到了一个关键的手杀。
查理飞剑在这个位置，Swell有点难受，想破一梭子。
Alright, AC getting a couple. It's just over fighting from Nova, I guess.
想要去硬磕一波 A 啊，但是这一波的道具部署，体坛是
Don't get a kill. The only thing that they really do is damage to AC.
给了非常多的技能。
没错。那这样开局拿下4个击杀，只剩下光远处赶来的一个1打5，他肯定是想要去操作的，因为手上经济是比较够的，想要去对面的。
Yeah, good off angle for AC to be on too. Trying to get on the board. Just too little, too late.
这份 A 点的争夺，我觉得打的稍微有点太简单。
All games is confirmed for playoffs, yeah.
NOVA 来讲是，他们在抢碎石的时候，我觉得整体技能的铺设其实，衔接的不是特别的完美。而我觉得 AC 的一个处理，其实是非常漂亮的。他是强行拉了独木出去找的人，也是打的对面有点没有想到吧。
7比1的一个比分，比分对于体坛来讲还是有非常大的一个压力在身上。
Nova timeout. You've just lost one round. I guess again, like it's good for the coaches to be like, hey guys, like I know we're doing really well. But if we want to make playoffs, we have to win this map, and we're attacking. Sorry, we're not attacking first. So it's like let's just keep this up. Don't give them a way back in by just playing like morons, you know? Which I think is very valid.
这会有一些新的改变吧，给到体坛有更多要去猜对面想法的压力。
非常有压迫感的一个暂停啊！大家要看一下这个暂停之后
，just using this as a chance to look at what's going on with
那刚刚也说到了，会给体坛一定的调整空间。
Argentine DRX has just started.
拉开去分，把分数去拉开，自己在进攻方会有更多的一个选择。
Paper X beat T1 13-3 on Lotus and 13-5 on Sunset. Jesus. Absolutely demolished them.
看一下 NOVA 这里，其实
Yeah, that Lotus combo is working wonders for Paper X.
看到确实是输了1分之后，经济就很难受了。
对，但是玩焰火应该是SWORD的第2轮了，是来的有点快啊。
SWORD 玩焰火是
RB 也只差1点。
Nova to playoffs, it's looking like it. If they can keep this up.
点数的，
对的。
To be fair, I think for Billy, they kind of fucked it up for themselves.
就我 A 和 C， 我只能会给你一边，这个其实是现在进攻方和防守方在这张地图里面会形成的比较默契的一个地方。
对 ，C 点做了。
But losing to TEC especially.
其实是进攻方可以控的，但你在 A 过碎石区这块的时候，可能会比较受威胁。特别是石门区。
And who did Nova lose to last week?
吃这个能量球是
Put them in a bit of a pickle.
很快的一个出枪直接打掉了。
They lost to Tyloo, and then they lost to All Gamers, didn't they? And like probably should have beat All Gamers, to be fair. But they had to play with Panghang, which I assume was like illness. Oh, Swell's just baited perfectly for a free K. I mean, it was definitely very sloppy still. Got 5 bullets, needs to reload. Has some support at least from Guan now. There's a showstopper. Seeing where the Viper is. Hits Abo dead on. Ace. Yeah, nicely done, Swell. Really good round. Man has been one of the best signings like of China at this stage for sure.
像是整个队伍去商量出来的结果。对 ，Swell 只是真的是受益的那一个人，让我们看到的是 NOVA 是
really good ult here though.
这个局面，当你
feels like it hits Abos straight on.
找到对手的时候，就能够去打出很好的一个效果。
而且我觉得这份也要感谢一下 Obi-Wan 的牺牲吧。对，他这个点其实完全是把自己给卖了，给 Swell 创造。
Never knew what they were doing with the RNG core. Yeah, I mean, if you get like Obi-Wan, depending on how he plays, but you might want to try out people like Shao.
对于体坛来讲，这一轮的机遇好像没有抓住机会，但还好。
Or you could put Olingo on controller and then like bring in Hatu.
这份是很有机会的。直接打掉 RB 啊！哇 ，RB 上来就倒，完烟火也是没有机会。
Hatu is also in Nova, right? Is it Hatu or Hatu?
策略是2-1。
Yeah, just got an ace.
其实会比较少看到决斗一个人走出去。
I don't think they are. but I don't know where they are otherwise. I feel like I've seen them playing in Tier 2, but I can't remember.
做一些动作，抓掉了光，那好像 C 点有机会可以进。
这个 C 区小队是
Right, 4 versus 2.
防守方的离魂来的也很快，所以现在他们只能往前走。 因为离魂很有可能是来自于身后的，
脚步给的非常多 ，AC 应该是听到了。
Nice fight from AC. AC's been better today, to be honest.
退到了黑障之中，两个人安置完爆动器以后，人在往后退，接下来是一个2打3的。
Looks like no more RB versus DRX.
他还有黑，他还有剑影，不是没有操作的空间。
Depends if DRX make it too, to be fair.
接下来是1打1，
6发子弹
，6颗子弹，他前沿瞄到右边，再往左边拉回。AC 这个回合
Nice round from AC though.
在极限的这样的一个局面，帮队伍去挽回了，这可以说是一个2打5了。
没错，而且这一波我觉得最漂亮的是两个人在残局位置的选择，拉了一个。
Yeah, this series now is just kind of like a
这让对面3个人往外走的时候，两边
8-2 scoreline. Things are looking very good.
一点的防守上面 ，OB1 这波配合队友的独木是达到了很好的效果的，很可惜光的一个站位，因为太想去阻拦对手的近点了，导
Just
致
good positioning as well, like
抓到了机会。
cheeky positions to play.
还是表现出了他们
4 ultimates though for TEC and a natural eco for Nova. That's how close some of these rounds have been getting.
非常的好，每个过点我都收你过路费。
对，最关键的是
Showstopper coming in.
这分手上4个人，玩烟火一段一段来。
This is not a great ultimate from RB.
刻意的搜了一下那个石头后面的位置啊，
很怕会有藏人，因为对面是一个存钱分嘛。
玩焰火，那 NOVA 也是选择
Like pathing felt a little bit like sluggish.
NOVA 的反击准备考虑怎么去打。
哎，有绕后，但有少杰炮台。
I think he did it too early as well. They're doing it here.
也开了，这后点位的压力会比点内更大。
是因为很清楚
Easy read from Nova. Interesting nade. I don't know if it was meant to go there or not. One goes down. TV's flanked all the way around. Paranoia's come through. Swirls managed to get past as well. All right, I want to see Swirl's POV of that if we can get it, because I don't know how he managed to get through onto this box from door without being Omen flashed.
这个绕后以及旋转门做了很多的部署啊，但枪械差距确实有点大，放到这种拉开距离来对上之后是比较吃亏的。
那对于 NOVA 来说，可以接受。
They've all got the fucking sleeves on.
和换掉对手的一个玩焰火，自己在总体比分上面有优势的情况下是可以接受的。下个回合去打自己的长枪。
但问题来了，现在其实对于体坛来说是他们第一。
Yeah, he actually just managed to like bounce up like this.
所以上半场最后一分
Crazy movement.
见得有很多优势啊。第2轮冲得好的这个技能也是来了。
All right, you got some big ultimates yourself. I guess they eco'd because it's last round now. All right, they're just trying to fight head to head against Swirl and Nova. There's another 2. Good shot from Guai actually whilst he's in the air. Nightfall used either side. You've still got the Killjoy and the Viper over towards mid. Omen's TP'd behind them because they're silenced actually. They really don't think that the Omen's TP'd behind them. Now they might. And they do. Obi-Wan clears up. He's 12 and 6. 9-3 half again.
是。
上半场打完又是一个9-3的分数。
哇，这个回合其实是有终极技能数量上的优势的，但是
我觉得 NOVA
C 点的前列，
而且
And Swirl is just demolishing.
是在对面先推叶灵的情况下 ，Swirl 反身的一个玩焰火反转了局势。确实，我觉得这个。 因为近点是有一个单向烟的
Nice shot from Obi too.
是借助单向烟的掩护出
I wish we could see scoreboards whilst this is going on.
轰炸到脸上了。
Like whilst it's half time.
在这个位置，你一定程度还等于掩护了一下对手飞出来的一个位置，你不好判断。
没错。
会更烟的哪一个？
而我觉得 NOVA 这波 C 区的前顶也正好是抓到了体坛的命脉啊。9比3，又是这样的一个大比分落差带到下半场。
是非常大的一个比分的情况了，但。 这张地图还是
He was so confused. He was like, "Why did you just do that?"
进攻优劣势，但是
问题是体坛是在进攻边只拿了3分，
只能说，对于体坛来说，他们可能希望的是
doing it to each other.
在防守的时候有更多的能够去。
Honestly, every other region needs to be doing stuff like this.
在赛前数据的时候有看到体坛在这张图的一个防守胜率还是不错的。
Like we just need more audience cams anyway.
60%左右吧，希望他们也是能够在中场的时间好好去调整一下自己的状态。
I think they're just scared of doing it in the West because you don't know what people are going to say or do. Whereas like in China and Korea, they're mostly going to hide under their like signs. You know, like this, right?
NOVA 在这样地图，今天之前都是未尝一胜的，能今天做出这样大的一个改变 ，NOVA 我们看得到他们的一个进步了。
对，特别是我觉得从 SWORD 来到队伍之中。 他们整体不光是战术的一个扩充，加上可能 其实，在上场赛后这个云，我就有明显感觉到他们对于新队员的一个融入接纳度是非常好的。
对的，
双语的一个沟通也没有对他们形成很多的障碍。
是，目前体坛已经是来到了3-9的魔咒，也是3-9的劣势。要怎么样去
If I'm like just a little bit quiet and a little bit chill, I mean, I'm gonna be full on until about for another 9 hours.
比较汹涌的一个进攻。
So especially when you have a map like
感谢
this,
两边粉丝对于喜欢战队的支持，确实现在
not too much to go off, is there really?
他们一些力量。
阿博一个人已经摸出来了，他自己是没有任何位移的，已经有人贴到近点了，所有的位置已经被阿博给对掉了。阿博还是被 CB 后续补枪给补到了，没有造成更多的血量上的损失了。但进攻打掉了，等于说进攻方的决斗位啊，第2波的近点是只能腿进去了。
而且前面还有纳米蜂群在，可以稍微拖一。
yeah, Nova B9 free on the defensive side is pretty
也给那这波想要
pretty good going.
很难的。
对，自己的决斗者已经倒了，没有人能够。
And an attack pistol feels like it would just put it to bed, but we've already had a couple of trades. Abo's gone down.
倒了一个蝰蛇
So fight towards A isn't really a thing anymore, so
给的差不多
I
了。
do like the decision of Nova to be like, hey, we got the Viper, we might be able to get space elsewhere.
第3个点他们都会因为说少了蝰蛇，并且纳米蜂群没了以后。
But you don't have an entry.
想要尝试 B 点有。
And I don't know if Secret is broken, I would assume not.
来了，一起打掉这个
Paranoia into Secret to go across, Haunt to go up into Heaven.
出生点的一个位置，一颗鬼眼，这样的话
Alarm bot here.
出生点位置暂时是没有人的。
Secret was open.
压力会
And they got 2 people playing off of it.
B 的这个出生点的1楼的位置，包括像 AB 连。
选择是2人过来防守。
Olingo playing here, I don't mind because he doesn't have any more utility. Obi-Wan's playing off of it.
AC 这一侧是有2个。
We've got some contact here, but Guan's fighting and gets 2 of them. Olingo gets hit by the Paranoia, but he's playing close enough that he clears it. Really nice pistol.
你确实是开了
Every little decision that they made, you could see the reasoning behind it.
也很难再去执行下去了。
而且光是一把鬼魅。
Viper goes down, means that they have a bit more space to work with on A/B. They don't have a duelist, so they go B because it's easier to get actually out of A main and stuff.
他通道就那么窄，你的站位再怎么拉也展不。
Really important trader came in as well here from
我
CB.
觉得第1波的对象其实还整体情况还是有待商榷。
Good fights from Guan.
我觉得感觉体坛是没有商量的特别好的，卡哇伊就在阿博的身后，但他没有选择出来补枪，反而是留了阿博一个人在原地去跟对面多人去拼枪。虽然结果1换1还行，但是我觉得从整体角色来看，明显是没有商量好。
Abby just trying to bring out his inner Kung Kung with the shaking of the mouse, and then as soon as he peeks, he's just demolished.
自己拉出来以后，接触了第2时间的
Unlucky.
那这一分可以看一下 NOVA 的起枪啊，一把燎犬，2把
One coming in all the way around.
长途幻影各
You
一
got a
把。
turret that's about to find contact. What's going to be the decision once it comes in?
高强度的起枪。
It's also depending on whether Guan goes a bit too far out here. I don't think it'll matter. Yeah, now he knows that they're behind. Turret's been broken.
能够去对枪的机会。
只剩绕后的卡哇伊了，位置也被
Bowling ball of a Raze nade 2. All right.
又是连换血都很难，好像只
I'm RB. Oh, nope, never mind. Yeah. I mean, he's just not been anywhere close to the same form
11
that he was when he like first joined China.
可以听到来自所有选手这里的一个怒吼了。
对，因为他们临近自己。
I mean, I feel like at least I called that. You know? Like, whilst RB did start off by smurfing in China, I did feel like it was going to be a bit, like, short-lived.
他们即将要来到的对手的长枪回合，自己的配枪是能够去跟对手扳手腕的。
就看这一分了，如果这个长枪分再成功拿下的话 ，NOVA。
But like, even though Nova might not be the best shot for something like playoffs or champs, you got to admit that like the coach behind this team is cooking up some crazy good stuff.
已经在网点里面去。
I really like watching this team.
一波快踢，对面显然没有预料到，没有任何的人员在做 B 区的防守，石门还没开。
考虑打反清了，苏尔还是强硬的。
And it's nice to see them play like a very meta comp, but to play it very nice.
NOVA 来说是完全可以接受的。
Nova 3rd seed for Shanghai. Is that something you've been sitting on? Is that your like hot take for the moment?
来自 RB 和小光，RB 成功的把小光给摘掉。那这样的话，能够
Like the team is just very like
有人找了
it's just a cerebral team.
背身的位置，Obi-Wan 再把 RB 接下只剩 AC 一个
，1打1，又是1打1。
You're just a DRG doubter.
拉一个大的 Obi-Wan。
You have a 3rd seed for Shanghai.
拆除暴龙器吗？
Are you like a trace doubter as well?
还能扛一枪，
第一下
Obi-Wan 还能扛一枪，
AC
算时间滴到了一半，再起身，
再低，
时间不太够了，
必须得出了，没踩错位置，看到了。
Obi-Wan is winning every clutch.
这个残局，他又拿下了一
And it's like he's going to be happy to see who qualified, like for playoffs and stuff. It's very winnable. Yeah, I agree. It's very winnable. I mean, are they going to run into each other is the question. Because you're going to have... So you're saying that Nova beat DRG, which I also think could happen. And then, so you've got All Gamers versus Trace. Trace would win that, so that's Trace versus the top seed from which group? And then this would be Nova. So would this be Nova versus FPX? And then this would be Trace versus EDG again. So, yeah, I mean, what? So, like, Trace versus Nova is like the third. Oh my god, Kawaii. Nova's like the only middle pack team he's praised. I mean, there's not much praise coming in from many of the teams. I do think like Nova losing to Tyloo, especially the way that they did, like hit their stonks a lot. At least for me, they did. Yeah, playoffs will be really fun. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, isn't it? There's nothing... Wait, is there EMEA happening? EMEA and America happening on the same days. Do I need to ask like if he's doing any of China playoffs? Oh, so it's the other way around. Nova beating All Game. Like, if we have Nova versus All Gamers as a Shanghai qualifying game, I need to get one of those fucking 50-50 jerseys, I swear. Does he know that he's there? I mean, it gets him in the end. Even they even sees him. They've suppressed him and they're still not sure. Is BLG out? If not yet, if Nova have to win this map. Obi-Wan has his ultimate.
有离魂了，那现在赶到 A 区捡个包，再下个爆能器，对于体坛来说，这波
Are they gonna? I mean, there's 3 of the players alive. They could stand on the spike to stop it, but they're just a little bit behind. Man has been clutching like crazy today, so.
看一下现在体坛的走位，3个人是分了3条路。
He doesn't expect Abby to run all the way around. Can't win them all. They patched a 3-person block. No, I'm pretty sure we still see teams do it. I don't think they have, but I don't know. Because I initially thought that they did, but then I still see people do it.
但这分打的其实还是比较的极限啊，特别是阿博倒了之后，其实重生点这一侧是放空了。如果对面想转的话，完全可以走对手的重生点去往 A 区发展的。
I'm pretty sure
3人组的一个绕后来的时机也是。
After this map, we should know playoffs positions. BBL apparently didn't know about the gecko bug. You mean... Wait, which gecko bug? You mean Koi? You mean the bind one? I mean, they should have known that one because it's like one of the first ones that shows up in the bug book.
体坛自己还是留有一个暂停在的，但是 NOVA 自己前面的一个战术的部署，其实我们有看到是非常有心得、有经验的。
是，而且在每波叫完暂停之后 ，NOVA 他们都会有一些站位或者战术上的调整，不太确定。
I can't distinguish EMEA teams. Yeah, if you're on about the bind bug, then yeah, that was Koi. And like, I can understand Shadow not knowing about it because he's just started playing Gecko. But I don't think that's a valid excuse, personally. Like, you got to do your due diligence with stuff like that. It's not necessarily just Shadow's fault. But I also don't agree with how Riot punished them. Like, retroactively. Instead, you know, like, wait until the next map and take a timeout from them then. instead of like almost waiting for them to take a timeout and then tell them, oh yeah, by the way, that's your last timeout. If you still need to check it, stop the game at halftime. Swell 1 versus 2. All right. And these guys, instead of playing together, are splitting up. Like, this could be a disaster. Like, Kwai just might get fucked here if he's not careful. Might get timing of the sentry here. Yeah, he does. Some of these brutal fights, man.
但这波大混战其实也会导致体坛掉的枪比较多，反而是对于 NOVA 来讲，他们是一个存钱分，就再怎么拼枪，我全掉了我也不亏。
很少见到这么夸张的大乱斗，
乱成了一锅粥，
而且没有特别多的技，实际上没有特别多的技巧。
其实我觉得最离谱
，Swell is just 500 actions a minute, I swear. It's 23 and 13. Obi-Wan is 18 and 9.
秒的把队友给炸开了，然后其实也。 你别说，也影响到体坛这边强线，他们也没架住，这人弹开了一下。
I think this team, like, TEC just look worse when Abo isn't duelist. Oh my god, Swirl! Jesus Christ, this guy is going nuclear. Abby's still alive. Never mind, Abby is dead. 1 versus 4. CB's pushing their spawn. Wanted, where are they going? Snake bite over in waterfall. That was a crazy execute. Like, compare Swirl's execute there with their utility versus what RB was doing on attack. And a nice high-low. Welcome Nova to playoffs. Billy lose out. But that's on them more than anything. BLG weren't as good as they could have been or should have been and missed out. The team that most people touted to be the worst in the region for China to be the new DFM have made playoffs. Nova and not Vitality, not at all. Wolves, I think, sort of fit the Vitality bill a bit more. But yeah, TEC, they would have known that they would have not got playoffs sort of partly into that series. But it's also a little bit problematic for qualifying for Stage 2 playoffs. For Nova, they kind of saved their season with this win too. And like a dominant performance like that, they're up against DRG who, yeah, losing to Tyloo. The two teams that lost to Tyloo and EDG are the ones that made playoffs. That shouldn't be allowed. Just have the feeling that TEC didn't improve much as the other teams. Yeah, I think they started to do the role swaps and stuff like that way too late. I don't know. It just seemed a pretty, like, bland team for me. Yeah, I mean, like, they've built themselves up really nicely. We were saying, like, if you make a roster move, maybe you get rid of Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan was amazing today. Like, everybody was firing. The only problem, I think, with this team, realistically, is, like, Guan looks very quiet when he's playing Sentinel in comparison to when he plays Duelist. Like, it's not like Del B that's still amazing on Sentinel, despite the fact that he's mostly known as a Duelist player, or at least, like, in China was playing a lot of Duelist more recently. But yeah, Nova have made it, TEC didn't. All Gamers, Nova, DRG, Trace, FPX, EDG are the top 6 teams for Stage 1 playoffs. And 3 of those will be making Shanghai, so very exciting. Great for All Gamers. Like, All Gamers and Nova, I think we considered like the 2 worst teams at the start of the year, and they're the 2 that have made playoffs. So, yeah. See how it ultimately goes. Okay, so that's also good because we've had a fairly quick series. It means that we've got like probably about half an hour until EDG and Trace, so we get to see the first map of that, maybe 2, depending on how it goes.
决策上的能力，甚至也愿意去为了队伍的发挥啊，为了选手的一些高光来做牺牲。这波也是帮助队友 Swirl 拿到了一波 Ace。
对的，这个回合为队友去充当那个诱饵，给到 Swirl 一个。
TEC versus Nova.
而且我觉得今天整体在这个战术的走向以
Up
及
to
大局观的
Lotus.
判断上面 ，CB 做的真的非常的出色，几乎在防守的时候没有给到对面任何转点的
Got
机
me
会
for。kids.
来听一下他们的语音回放吧。
Yeah, I'm happy for Nova. I think I would have preferred to have seen Nova qualify over Tech anyway, so yeah, I'm happy. I feel a bit bad for BLG, but at the same time, I think that they were just so inconsistent. Yeah, Wolves and BLG missed a massive opportunity for them. Wolves especially.
Go, go, go. 三个 here. 脸上。
I think Tech needs a proper IGL or duelist. Yeah.
这里。
BLG beat Tyler and who? They beat JDG.
80。OB1，哇！
来看一下这场的 MVP 给到的是 Swell 选手，平均战斗力评分来到了357 KDA 2.1平均。
Yeah, I think the only way I know how to put it is just Tech for me. They're just not a team I'm ever excited to watch. Like, especially since they got rid of Chu. Like, Chu was one of the players that I really enjoyed watching. And then they get rid of him and bring in AC, who was like, okay, but I don't know. I just, like, I think Chu was a bit of a problem role-wise, but I think you've got such a talented player there. I don't know. I just think that, like, they should be... It feels that they've just, like, diluted themselves. Can't put my finger on it, but, like, yeah, for Tech, I'm just always a bit like, blah. Not really that fucking bothered. Yeah, here's our playoff teams. DRG and Nova have made it. BLG, like, 3 teams being 2-1. 2 of which being equal on maps, but Nova having a better differential. Literally, if BLG put up more of a fight yesterday against FPX, they would be here instead. Just flat out. And Wolves would have been here if they had beat JDG. Or if they had beaten Tech themselves. So, yeah, BLG, the only 2 teams that they beat were Tyloo and JDG. And they lost to All Gamers, they lost to Tech. And then Wolves ended up beating All Gamers and Tyloo. And they didn't. So it's basically like they did the harder thing by beating All Gamers, but they didn't beat the bottom team here. And they didn't beat Tech. But they beat these 2. No. They lost against these 2, but beat these... No. Sorry. They lost to these, beat these 2, barely with this one too. And I think this was also more All Gamers choking, because they were 11-3 up and Wolves took the second map back. So, yeah, sort of looking at it and thinking about it now, it does feel like pretty frustrating, I suppose, to be watching some of these teams. Like, they had such good opportunities here. But, yeah, interviews, and then we'll have a bit of a break. Oh, it's a Swell interview, so we don't need translation.
And welcome to the interview section. And now I'm standing with Swell from NOVA EDG. Congratulations on taking him down. And would you like to say hi to our audience first?
你好，我是 Swell。
你好，中文和大家打了个招呼，非常可爱。那第一个问题，首先想问一下所有选手，因为在比赛之前，唯一他们能够进入到季后赛的机会，就是今天2-0赢下 TEC。一开始可能都会觉得是一个相对有压力的挑战，但是他们成功做到了。所以我们此时此刻特别想知道所有选手脑海中在想些什么，最想和大家说些什么呢
Swell doesn't know where to look.
Into the playoffs is 2-0 for today's match, and which is a difficult target, but you did it today.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. What's going through your mind right now, and what would you like to say to the audience?
Very speechless. I'm sure everyone on my team is speechless as well. A week before, we had no hope going into this match because we didn't think we could qualify. However,
Yeah, I was going to say, Swell was saying that they were done.
We can actually qualify, and hope just surged into our team, and this is how we perform.
The hope come back.
Yeah, the hope did come back. Yeah.
他说此时此刻可能真的自己有一些不知道如何去表达，有一些词穷。相信他所有的队友此时此刻也是一样的心情。
Yeah, I agree on like EDG FX Trace qualifying.
没有资格了，但是在2天之前，可能他们突然。
But I think that like honestly, like Nova, DRG, and all gamers are 3 good opponents that can upset.
就像他们的希望回来了一样，真的是非常燃、非常感人的一次故事。
So with any luck, we see those teams like, make it close.
那再聊一下，因为今天我们可以
The qualifying games for Madrid in China were boring as hell. Straight 2 zeros.
贤者的尝试。而且说到贤者这名英雄，我们其实会觉得，平常在 rank 里，可能在霓虹町这张地图或者其他地图，我们会看到这个英雄，但是在赛场上非常少，可能国外会稍微多一些，但是 CN 赛区是非常非常少的。所以说，今天他们为什么会做出这样的尝试的？ So I feel like you prepared some new stuff on split this map, the state pick. So why you do like that? I feel like the state pick is not very common to see, especially in same region.
Well, to be honest, I woke up one morning and we had changed our split comp. It was the coaches and IGL's idea, and I guess it works really, really well with our team energy and.
I think it's a perfect comp for them, yeah.
It fits your team composition.
It definitely fits our team.
Okay.
First Sage in China, yeah. They played Sage on split.
他的教练包括他们的 IGL 说，他们想要改。
We saw Clove before we saw Sage by a day.
所以选出了
so silly.
然后他觉得在这名英雄的搭配下，他们也可以打出非常好的能量，可以打出更好的一个配合。所以说今天打出的成果，我们所有人也都见到了，确实是非常的好。那聊一下所有选手本身，咱们说一下今天在莲华古城这张地图上，想问一下他对于自己的表现还满不满意？ So how would you evaluate your performance on Lotus today?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, very confident. You're very satisfied.
Yep. I've been incorporated into the team well. I'm more comfortable, so my performance on Raze is really stable and consistent.
Yeah, 我刚才问他说觉得满不满意嘛，然后他直接给自己打出了一个10分的满。
Swells, he was just like a fucking standout guy as well. But literally one of the first conversations I had about him is like, do you have like Stu's number? Because like he wants to like invite all of the like import players in China to like hang out and stuff, like the Russians and stuff. And he wanted to invite Stu, which was nice.
Everyone was just screaming, like it's just screaming.
Like the audience or yelling for you.
And our teammates, everyone was just screaming. I could, yeah.
我刚才又追问了一下他，因为当时他拿下了一个5杀嘛，所以
I think it's just like the league team when they won Worlds in 2018. They ran all off meta champs and comps to win. That's probably one of the big inspirations as to what they're doing at the moment. Especially when you have like a new map pool coming out. You've got some meta changes already, some bigger ones potentially coming in the future. Like before stage 2.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. Me and Guang
new map pool? Yeah, for stage 2 we'll have a new map pool.
FPX, because we've always lost to them, so...
Just the start of a new episode.
That's the team I want to verse.
Okay.
Having a new map pool mid-season? Yeah, but it is like at the start of stage 2. So there is somewhat of a break.
对，我们最想遇到的就是 FunPlus，因为他和光选手其实相对于FunPlus 是有。
I mean, people are complaining about the map pool, and then
都没有成功击败过他们，所以说在季后赛最想和 FunPlus 交手。那我们也很期待他们之后的精彩表现。
I think overall the general plan is for Riot to let people know way ahead of time what the map's going to be.
Thank you so much.
Because the big meta changes that are coming in is 8.11.
接下来让我们稍事休息，精彩比赛马上继续。
I think it works out like 8.11 is where Riot have said like big changes are coming in. And they're going to talk about the map pool and stuff. Like the patch after this is like 9.0. So 9.0 will probably be a new map, which they'll announce at Shanghai. It'll be a new map pool because it's the start of a new episode, which I think is the best thing for Riot to do. When there's new episode every 6 months, change the map pool. So not only would we have the new map, but we're going to have some maps added in, some maps taken out. But in 8.11, there's like agent balance, so like meta changes. So I think the general plan is for Riot to, instead of just slamming all of this in 9.0 as like a content thing, they're going to do the patch a little bit earlier to just give players a bit more of a chance to see what the meta's like. And I think at this point, they would say, hey, we have a new map coming in, and these are the maps that are coming in and out of the pool for episode 9. And then they'll show off some of the changes with like an article. That's my like prediction. But they'll do a video then and be like, okay, let's say fucking Breeze is coming out the map pool, the new map is coming in, we're also taking Ascent out the map pool and re-adding in Haven. I don't know. I had new agent also? Probably not. I don't think we're going to get a new agent. when we just got Clove. Wait, is that actually happening? I would say that's my like prediction of what's likely to happen. We know that we know that 8.11 is bringing in balance changes, and the devs are making a state of the agents like video, I suppose. So 9.0, everything is telling us that like it's going to be a new map. And I'd have to imagine that because the map pool changed, how's China these days? Should everybody else be worried yet? As a region, not worried. For EDG and FPX are looking a lot better. And then I think for Trace, for Nova, for All Gamers, for DRG, like I think the two teams that are definitely going to be like EDG and FPX. But the other playoff teams for that third spot, like Trace are looking good, if not a little bit shaky. We'll see how they do here. Nova looked phenomenal today. All Gamers overall look good, but they're choking a little bit. And then DRG have had good moments, but not consistent. So like this final spot between these four teams is going to be competitive. Like regardless, actually that's a good point. Regardless of who goes, we're going to see one new team from China attend Shanghai that's never attended an international event before. There's no BLG, there's no Attacking Soul, obviously, because they're not in the league. So it'll either be Trace's international debut, Nova's international debut, All Gamers' international debut, or DRG's international debut. Is it the only Ascension team that's made playoffs as well so far? Bleed didn't. Mates didn't. G2 might. But I guess for All Gamers, because you've got All Gamers are the Attacking Soul esports like core. So you've got Ego as the coach. You've got Bunt and Monk, who were both at Tokyo. So All Gamers at least have some experience getting into these positions. For Nova, they don't. For Trace, they don't. For DRG, you've got TZH. But that's it. G2 made playoffs. Are they not locked in yet? Apparently, there's like a map differential. I don't know. That's what somebody said in chat, but I've not looked at it myself. Yeah, we get to send a new group a lot, which I guess personally is like good for me. Because I guess when it's like two teams and it's FPX EDG, everybody's like, well, we know these teams. We've seen them at international events all the time. But you know, like if Trace make it, like I think it'd be a cool move for me to just be like, here's Trace, here's everything you need to know. Just make like those little bits and pieces for people. Interested to see what China production are cooking. It definitely seems that they're cooking, that's for sure. They have put a lot of resources into it. General turnaround for stuff seems pretty good too. Do we know what the China viewership numbers are like? Not really. Because a lot of the China viewership is hidden behind like heat. That's like the metric that they typically use. I mean, we're watching it on Douyu. Do we have any answer on how many people are watching here? Like, yeah, like... It says here that 2 million people have watched it. Like, but like, heat's like impressions. So it's not even like views. But like, probably like a good like 200k, I'd say. Like, you know how China is when it comes to stuff like this. They're very vague on sharing their own data. Probably higher than VCT EMEA already then. Yeah, but I like, to be honest, I think that's a given just because of how big China is. I think what what publishers try to avoid is to show how much of their viewership is China. Like, because I think that's where like stuff like Overwatch, because Overwatch's viewership might be pretty rough. And then but Blizzard like, oh, viewership's been amazing, and you go, oh right, it's like 66% of overall viewership is like China focused. So you might get a couple of hundred people watching on like a Overwatch League final. You might have like 1.5 million watching in like China. It's crazy the size of it. Oh shit, I kicked my light out again. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a Wii. So I've actually surprised myself that I haven't gone at all yet. And we won't run ads yet. We've got 6 minutes still of like pre-rolls. We'll do it after the lady, I forgot her name. I don't know her name actually, it's a different person. But after they're done with their player interviews, because that's usually like the 5-minute mark. But let me go fix this light 1 quick second, and then I'm going for a week.
除了观看官方直播间外，大家也可以在线上观赛派对和二路主播们一起观赛，为你支持的队伍加油助威。千灵华战落鹦鹉，一指轻点绘花海。5月1日，无畏契约千灵华战主题系列套装正式上线，繁花似锦，枪声如诗，让落英在你的指尖翩然起舞，青春活力在这一刻炽烈绽放。2024英雄联盟手游电竞全新出发，艾欧尼亚杯5月3到5月5正在火热进行中。 比赛落地长沙潼关窑，无需门票即可观赛。有在长沙的小伙伴们可以去线下观赛哦。
那我们刚刚其实有讲到了，今天马上将会来到我们第1赛段常规赛的收官之战啊。
对
，2支队伍分别是 EDG 对阵 TE， 而目前这2支队伍在之前的一个战绩上来说，是一共交手了4次，而 EDG 是3胜1负啊，已经是处在了一个非常领先的地位。
是唯一的一场落败，对于 EDG 来说，就是在当时的进化者赛，然后在一个胜决里面是0比2落败给了对手，所以其实这一场比赛我觉得是可以追溯到蛮远之前的一个比赛了，可能一个小半年之前的一个状态，可能当时 EDG 还在一个比较相对来说比较调整的一个状态里面去，而来到今天，其实在最近的一个这个比赛状态里面来说，其实 EDG 是保持了一个非常不错的一个感觉的。比如说在这一周他们是1周双战，但第1场比赛面对 AG 他们是成功拿下了，并且是一个大比分。
是的，而且在上一张地图啊，就是在 AG 对阵 EDG 的比赛当中，其实 EDG 把他们目前想打的东西全都打出来了。在整个常规赛第1赛段的过程当中，我觉得 Smokey 在转型。
Want to see an Ascension team in Masters? Although DRG seem extremely inconsistent now. Yeah.
还是一些补位的一个角度。
是。而现在对于 EDG 来说，他们可能需要更多的去打磨一下自己的协同配合，让他们会做得更精细。
Like I think it's a bit of a
去放慢节奏，拓展。
DRG out of all of the other Ascension teams are more likely to make an international event out of, and they've got the closest to making an international event out of the other regions. But I don't think that's really a strong sign of China necessarily, you know? But also, our Ascension was very different to other regions, because the tournament that DRG played in, to get points for Ascension, was the same tournament that EDG and Trace and FPX played in anyhow. So DRG were a tier 1 team, essentially, before they came in and played Ascension. Which honestly I think was a really good format. It'd be cool if we could get more stuff like that, to be honest.
大众的那个阵容，然后学习不同的打法。
The RX are 12-8 up on bind. Okay.
是的。
那你会不会担心说，因为你的阵容相对比较固定，这样会容易让对手研究到更多的东西，更好的去做针对呢？
我个人觉得其实研究阵容没什么用，因为我们在场中和临场打的。
Yeah, I think China viewership and production is doing
你的阵容是相对固定的，但是你打法
very
是
well
非
at the
常多
moment.
变的。那今天的这场比赛
But I don't think they would necessarily share that.
在失利之后，你们回去是如何复盘自己的状态、调整状态的呢？今天包括面对这场比赛，会以怎样的状态去面对 EDG？
The RX won map 1, nice.
上次我们比赛，我们
Nice, good,
认为是整个团队的状态不太好，然后还是以就是下午多休息，然后晚上复盘，然后我们回去调整的话，还是以多休息为主，然后。怎么样用什么样的状态去面对 EDG 的话，我觉得就用我们上次计划者赢他们的那个状态来面对他们就可以了。
是的，是非常好的一个状态。因为刚才你也说到，之前赢过他们，因为你们其实 CN 队伍里为数不多赢过 EDG 的队伍。面对今天的这场重要的比赛
So I'm just looking at all of the stuff on Reddit, see if there's anything I missed.
这就是个想法游戏，然后
Somebody saying that like it's building up for a Trace upset, sorry, against EDG, which would be pretty fucking funny. But EDG already have top seed. Trace can't get top seed from FPX, so yeah, nothing is realistically decided. Even if they lose 2-0, they're going to be second place over all gamers anyhow.
助理教练一叶教练。
哎，是的，其实对于 TE 来说，就像刚才峰峰说的，就需要把很多东西。
Even if Trace wins, does it matter? It only matters when we get to stage 2.
是的，那我们也一起来了解一下 EDG 在赛前的准备情况。
When you combine these groups together. Because these are points within groups, I guess. So ignore the points here, but like the top 6 teams off of like wins and losses here are gonna make stage 2 playoffs. So yeah, FPX EDG are in a good spot. All gamers, I mean, it's really close. 1 win separates 3rd from 10th. And JDG is just 1 win behind them, and EDG is only 1 win above others. But I guess if you're going for it for the teams, FPX are in a good spot because they are in the Omega. If you're in the Omega group, you're set because you're 5-0. You've still got 5 games in stage 2. EDG, they have 4 games in stage 2 because, well, they can go 5-1 and stuff. But all gamers, they've played 5 games, they'll play 5. DRG is kind of a rough one because you've played 6 instead of 5, and you only have 4 next stage. So essentially, if you're FPX, if you're all gamers, if you're Trace, if you're TEC, if you're Tyloo, and if you're JDG, you're in a better position. Like Wolves being here, like you're 2-4, you've only got 4 games left. So the best that you can manage is 6-4. And that's if you beat EDG, DRG, Billy, and Nova. So Wolves are in a bit of a tricky spot. Nova still not great regardless. If they had gone 1-5, it would have been even worse. Billy's in an atrocious position. DRG is like okay. And then EDG, if they win today, they'd be alright. But like, FPX are going to be very happy. All gamers are going to be very happy. Trace are going to be... I think they would have been hoping for a little bit more. It depends on how today goes. TEC are going to be pretty down. And JDG, I think, there's a chance. There's hope. And for EDG, I guess that as well. All 6 playoff teams are set, right? For stage 1, yeah. We're talking about like stage 2. Because for stage 2, it's like you have a round robin. Whoever's like top 6 goes to playoffs. And then they play for champs. So that's what we were talking about then.
是的，你只要给 EDG 选手们机会，他就能把握住。而关键选手的数据对比来自于峰峰和康康。
是，峰峰在其实我觉得之前可能大家因为上一场比赛面对 DRG 那场比赛，大家
Good, because I only got it recently.
所以会认为他
didn't really make much sense then.
雷兹之后，其实他数据会相对来说会比较偏差一些，或作用没有那么大。但是我们要知道，其实峰峰之前有用过
12 o'clock now. My call time's in an hour. I'm not casting for another 2. So we should get a map at least.
第二周之后，他回归到了决斗位，他的
One of the most points don't need to play playoffs, right? No, they do. That's where I was wrong. It's not. So I thought it would be, because you send 4 teams to champs. I thought it was the first team, after playing stage 2 groups, they immediately go to champs because they have VCT points. And then it's from 2nd to 7th that play for the final 3 positions. What it is you got stage 2 playoffs, which is top 6 in groups. So 1st to 6th. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Let's say it's the 1st seed, the 2nd seed, and the 5th seed that qualify through their things. Then whoever has the most points out of 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe like 7, 8, 9, whatever, like they would go. So the teams play stage 2 playoffs first, and then 3 teams qualify for that. whoever has the most VCT points outside of those 3 also qualify.
最近打的比较强势的一张地图，但很不幸 EDG 这是永班图，这是他们的永班图。
是。
而对于 TE 来说，他们也有一张自己从来不打的地图，那就是四汉东港。
而日落之手。
How did you even think that? Because that's what it's been in the past.
但在胜率方面其实是没有那么尽如人意的，是来到一个2-3，而员工重镇他们是有一个比较高的一个胜率，来到3-1，包括亚海玄城他们甚至是一个100%的胜率。所以其实在今天我觉得
Because I was initially told that Stage 2 playoffs is almost like an LCQ of
就
sorts.
像刚才说的，他们比较擅长的一些地图可能会遭遇到对手的一个ban。那在这样子的情况下，他们自选地图会着重于哪个点，或者着重于是自己的强点呢，还是说 EDG 的弱点？我觉得这个是可以期待一下的。
刚刚当时在采访的时候，他可能是想打自己。
That's what he asked. That's not what he asked. So the one with the most points don't need to play playoffs. They still need to play playoffs.
对他们需要
Ideally, they want to play playoffs.
习惯，然后去做一些更加针对性的研究。
But he's not asking if you miss Stage 2 playoffs if you can't qualify to champions.
可观的领先，这对于他们后续来说是一个比较大的一个信心建设。
并且我觉得对于两支队伍来说，赛前如果硬要说做准备的话，手枪局的战术可能是比较容易切入的一个点。因为两支队伍
Right, I think they're going to be doing workouts soon, so I'm going to run ads now.
如果有一支队伍能够做一些新颖的，
How did BLG not qualify to playoffs? He had worse round differential than Nova.
说不定能起出非常好的效果。
Is Nova in playoffs, or is it depending on another match now? No, we have had 6 teams.
拿到手枪局，首先你会第2分有一个枪械上的优势。
I'll put that as a message, I guess.
你能够让自己的重击技能循环的更快，所以手枪局确实至关重要。
是的，那 TE 和他们的对手 EDG 已经准备就绪，我们的收官之战即将开始。
From Alpha Group, Trace. Something like that. Oh, it's not letting me pin again. There we go. Manually unpin. There we go. That should explain stuff. I expected a bit more from TEC, to be fair. Yeah, me too, but that's the same across. They need to be in Stage 2 playoffs still. No, they don't need to be. But they're asking if you need, like, do you have to play Stage 2 playoffs if you've got enough points? Which they're saying, like, if you have more points than everybody else, do you miss out on that stage? Do you just go straight to champs and everybody else plays through playoffs? Well, what I'm saying is that's what we initially thought it was. What it ended up being is that you play through Stage 2, you have those 3 teams qualify, and then whoever's got the highest points left, whether they made Stage 2 playoffs or not, would make it. So, like, let's say, like, Genji... Actually, I'm trying to think of a better example. Let's say like EDG. EDG win this like stage 1 event, so they get extra 3 points. They're like 5-1. They won kickoff, so that's like what 11 points total. Let's say they win Shanghai as well, so that's 14 points. But they lose the rest of their games, and they don't make the top 6. So they don't play in Stage 2 playoffs. Let's say it's FPX, Trace, and Nova that all go. But EDG will have the most champions points out of everybody else. That they would instantly qualify. So you're partly right, Carnage, that you don't need to be in Stage 2 playoffs to qualify for champs. But it betters your chance because you get points still playing in playoffs. So really the best thing for teams to do is to like ignore kickoff, ignore Madrid, to an extent ignore Shanghai. You want to do well in groups, you want to do well in playoffs, but you want to basically get as many points as you can. Either qualify for Shanghai and then just bomb out immediately, or like get as far as you can in playoffs and then lose the qualifying game. Because then you've got Stage 2 groups, then you've got Stage 2 playoffs, and you can just farm things up there. the team with the outside the top 3 that has the most points gets in. Yes. But I thought it was at the end of stage 2 groups. It's like, okay, who has the most points? It's EDG. EDG miss out on playing stage 2 playoffs. They just immediately, like, the whole idea of what it's been in the past is you did well across the year, you get a bit more of a break. You get to be confirmed for champions. You don't need to play in stage 2 playoffs. You can just use that time to take a break, scrim, whatever. The equivalent of teams like Fnatic and stuff missing LCQ last year. Like, you're rewarded by going for a bit more of a break. That's actually a better format. Yeah, actually, like, the only thing that like lets this format down is, I think for stage 1, have teams play within their own group instead of playing the opposite. So have Alpha play themselves, have Omega play themselves. And then in stage 2, you can have Alpha playing against Omega and vice versa. Because in the end, stage 2 is just going to end up as one big table with a round robin where you'd have your top 6. Like, have a group stage in stage 1, have an international event based off of that. And then in stage 2, have the groups play each other, because eventually, by the end, everybody would have played each other as a full round robin. So you've got a full league that's finished. The only thing that lets it down is playing the opposite group first and then playing within your group afterwards. Like, that is literally the one thing that stops this format from being good. Also, next year, don't have it for top 3 in each group going to playoffs, have top 4. And actually have a proper double elimination bracket. Don't skimp out on shit like that. That's my advice to Riot. And also, if you have top 8 double elimination playoffs, more chance for you to get points. There's more points up for grabs naturally because there's more games to play. It's a league playoff, not LCQ, although I miss LCQ format. Yeah, I think if they take this format and they make it better. I mean, Trace did get demolished on Breeze against DRG last week. But Trace also got demolished on Sunset against DRG, which they've picked. So it better be a little bit better. Otherwise, EDG are making quick work of this series. Yeah, just to set the stakes, this is a series that doesn't add anything onto playoffs. Playoffs is decided, top seeds are decided. Really, at this point, it's just getting those wins in the group stages so you can give yourself a better chance of making top 6. And also, for EDG, in a case, it's like ramping up on champions points. Might come down to a couple if they're not careful. I think for Trace, you're not really playing for champions points because EDG are going to be so far ahead of everybody else now. Especially if EDG end up winning like this, like stage 1 playoffs. They've won kickoff. They've 5-1 in groups if they win this. So they've got like 8 points. If they win stage, it'd be like 11. Plus a couple of wins, a bye, 12, 13, 14. The nearest behind them would be like 7, and they'd be on 14, so they'd be set. Same comp, Gecko Solo Initiator. Is this different? I think this is different. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is different. Sunset. And then we have Trace. No, never mind. They were playing Silver Bridge before. My bad. They lost against DRG 13-10 last week. And the game that they played before that was against EDG in the Madrid qualifying game. I mean, that's the most reasonable take I've heard about this format this year. Yeah, I genuinely think the format is really close to being perfect. To actually have like a good cadence, like, because let's be honest, I think a lot of the ideas that people come up with a format, either a full stage round robin and then stage 2 is a full round robin. There's just no time in the year. You've got to balance around the international events like MSI and stuff. Literally, the one thing that they were missing is the group stage should have just been like having a normal group stage in stage 1 is great because you're gonna have 6 teams next year in each of them. So like nice and balanced. make it top 4 for playoffs, beef it out a little bit more, and then the second stage, have the groups play the opposite groups so that everybody is the same. Everybody finishes with a full round robin. 11 games played for each. Top 6 or top 8. Make it there. Like 12 teams, top 8 make playoffs. You know, something like that. I don't think the right is that far off of it. Sorry, I was recording this for Sliggy's channel, but we were talking about the format again. So yeah, EDG, Trace. Another thing I like about the format is like this game has no impact on this stage, but it's still important for like stage 2. It's still important for champs points for EDG. Like this isn't a game where you just sandbagging. Like that change is nice. I like that. I think what makes it more complicated as well is that you have like champions points and then you're basing stage 2 playoffs off of like group stage win-loss. Yeah. Nice pistol from EDG. Just typical Gecko plant. B main post plant. This could be a short day for all teams if this is going the way it looks. Yeah, the infra group match is definitely screwed over because it also like this must have been your experience with EMEA as well. Like EMEA having crazy upset matches that anybody could beat anybody, for me personally, was ruined by the fact that you had the infra group games. Because it made permutations impossible to keep an eye on. And you end up in positions where the teams that make playoffs are the ones that don't beat the other teams that made playoffs. Like, permutations are hard to do anyway, like from our experience last year, right? Like tracking this stuff with Flynn was tricky. But it generally felt like, from at least like what you guys were saying on the desk, it was great that you were tracking it and stuff, but like at the start of the week, it was just kind of like, win your game and you're set. If you don't... Yeah, it's it just makes it a horrible experience to watch to an extent, because it's like, wow, there's so many upsets happening, but you don't know if they actually have any impact whatsoever. But if you do the infra group plays in stage 2, it doesn't really, like permutations, you can still track a lot easier because head-to-heads actually become like trackable. You don't want to do infra group first because you don't have head-to-heads, and you need head-to-heads to make it somewhat of a coherent league. The stage 2 playoffs also have a knockout round? Yes, it'll be the same as this playoffs, I'm pretty sure. Or the situation where where they only make it with 2 wins, yeah. And we know, like, we can assume why they've done it where you play the opposite group first. It's just time. Like, this stage has more games in it than next stage. And I don't think they would have been able to fit the stage 1 fixtures in between the end of Shanghai and the start of Seoul. So they're doing the longer period, the longer stage first, because there's more time to work with. That's got to be it. Because I was losing my mind being like, I don't understand why they've done this way. And it's like, okay, yeah, because it's like... A week of games is kind of like 11 matches this stage, and it's 9 series next stage. Yeah, I mean, like, I hope that people, if we get like a format like this next year, I hope that people don't lose their minds and go, well, it was terrible this year. Like, yeah, it was. But because things were done in the wrong way. Everybody dies, but the bonus is 1 for EDG. Yeah, sorry, I'm not really focusing on this game at this point. I should be. These This could be a qualifying game for Shanghai. Wait. It's quite likely to be, no? This is a weird scenario as well. I don't know how I feel about this. This is also a little bit of a fuck up. No, good. I was going to say, if Trace found themselves in a position where this was EDG for them, I'm a little bit like, how have we got to this position? Like, that would have been a vile, like, format thing for them to be working with, you know? My bad, distraction. No, I think it's a good conversation. Like, this doesn't have much seeding, but I feel like I've been ranting and raving about it. So it's actually nice to talk to somebody that's like actually involved in the production of stuff. And it's also unfair for the teams in the Alpha group to have to play twice in 1 week. Like, I think Pacific had the right idea to make it a 4 broadcast day, so more teams have to play twice in a week. So it's not like one team is getting shafted. Like, Wolves having to play twice in the first week sucks for them. For EDG now, playing twice in the last week doesn't fuck them over as much as Wolves have been screwed over, DRG have been screwed over, Billy have been screwed over.
现在可能对于 EDG 来说需要注意一个事情啊，就2次对手在存钱分的阶段，其实他们在前期的交火中损失还是蛮大的。一个是第2分，一个是这1分，而且这1分 TE 感觉他们已经下定决心了，就是峰峰只要能抓到人，我就直接。
I like Vitality last week too, right?
拿这1分，
对。They have to play twice.
第二后生确实也起到了非常好的结果。EDG 的架枪位置还是比较奔放了，刚刚还是个山崩地陷，导致后续 EDG 的补强第一时间是脱节的。
Yeah, Trace actually winning an eco. Okay, so
现在比分还是有一些优势，所以 EDG 还是有很多钱。
Vitality not making playoffs was both tragic and hilarious. Lucky for them, it was their own doings that caused them to not miss playoffs.
他们自己应该不是特别满意的，因为康康的终极技能还差很多点，
是
差3个点。Oh yeah! 反正无敌超杀。
Because I would have been seething if I'd like you still win the important games.
把前点位先占下来。
But if you ended up in a position where you're like doing better than the other group, that's the case for everybody really.
但人多，
但他们的思路是 B 点做一波动静打 fake 再转 A 点。
I don't think any team who missed out can really complain. I think RRQ could. They lose to Global Esports because they have to play with a sub because their players like food poisoning, I think. And then they lose to T1. At least in EMEA. Yeah, EMEA is just kind of like they shafted themselves. But yeah, like RRQ have big reason to be upset.
但是没枪去断后有点尴尬。点是可以占下来了 ，A 点完全是门户大开 ，T1 这个思路就很明确。
BBL's unfortunate too.
完全把另外一个点放了。
要放点打回防。
Especially having to play foot last.
关键是现在看一下回防的技能，他们确实还是蛮多的，但他们先要拿到点内站位的信息。按眼直接推出来，无敌超杀过来要咬峰峰，但能
Great hit from nobody, and then Kung Kung's behind showstopper. Throws it into where Feng Feng's playing, but eventually gets taken out.
约等于炸死了。
OK， 那这个
Did well to survive. Lao King. I mean, actually, this is a good. I know we're like 5 rounds into it. I'm not really focusing on a lot of the aspects, but like this is a good litmus test for Lao King. Like you're playing up against the best team in China. You've been looking decent. How good are you going to be here?
提速的那一瞬间，我立刻教一个反清的终极技能或者非常关键的技能，比如说刚才那个无敌超杀。因为峰峰其实是整个 TE 在回防阶段最重要的那个人，他不进点，这个回防打不了，所以 EDG 就抓着峰峰这个点去针对，起到了非常好的效果。
对。
Hello Tree Fiddle.
我觉得对 T 来说要去思
Or Tree
考的是，
Fiddy.
因为连续2次对手在打 A 点的过程中，他们都是选择了一个放点打回防
Destroy a timeout.
2次感觉效果都不好。第1次是因为对面的这个隔绝技能比较多，然后第2次是因为对面合理的运用了这个终极技能，去把这1分拿了下来。所以现在对于 T 来说，他们防守边这个1分对他们来说并不是那么保险，而且并不是那么可靠。
是，而这个战术暂停，我觉得调整更倾向于 A 区。 因为其实 T
Time to watch Trace get 6 rounds in a row after this. I mean, yeah, destroy timeouts. How did EDG's Viper stuff looking so far? I mean, they're so good on executes. Like even with like less utility, you're not running Silver Breach, but you still just pack a punch with how you guys play off of each other. See, they've always been throwing the wall. They've always been throwing. Is it just the A one? Because yeah, I mean, if you're attacking, it's. I think they're just playing it almost like you play Lotus. And especially with this comp, like you're gonna have the breach and the omen, I think, towards A. It makes it very scary for a defender to play here, so you can't really do that. Playing here without having the crossfire here is really tricky, and there's a lot of like pressure that comes in with like stunning and fighting this. And then if you manage to, like, if you're holding this or trying to hold this as a defender, you need like 3 bodies over here, kind of like there is at the moment for Trace, which pulls people away from B, which allows easier executes and post plants onto B main.
对，有技能可以直接提供上，他是一把英雄狂徒，他需要去做一些事情。但在点内手其实非常考验黑被技能释放的。
The good part is like the Viper nerfs with this wall, like still going to be strong, because you'd see a lot of teams maybe do like a deeper wall like here to go across, and you'd poison cloud this. But you can't pick up the poison cloud. Like, we're playing on the old patch 4, so you can still pick it up now. You still have 2 snake bites and stuff. But like in the future, you won't be able to do this without leaving it on the floor and not being able to pick it up again afterwards. The satchel. Kai got way too much space there. Like, Smoggy eventually trades for both of them. Oh, timing, tabby. Oh, man. Hey, bae. Neural theft has had to be used too, so they know exactly where he is. Don't just fight. Oh my god, I don't think that was good decision making from Fun. There's like... Oh, for both of them, you're in a 2 versus 2. There's guns on the floor if you can get here. They're not on Viper anymore. The Erics used to throw the wall that goes into alley and cut the big box on site. Yeah. This wall is just good for doing a similar sort of thing. But yeah, it feels like a wall. Like, this is kind of like more of a wall that you expect. But you might also put like a poison cloud here that allows you to like sneak in either side. So if you're stood here, you can't see if an attacker's gone through here because the poison cloud covers you up. It's the same as the Viper wall, the Viper orb that's in mid for split. But Zelsis uses a lot for Sentinels. And like, you see what I mean? Full bind. There's 4 players over here because there's no answer to this wall. You've got some information getting. You're not playing a KO, so you can't get information and then suppress them if they're going fast. But it means that you are completely playing off of the B site. You're not contesting this at all. You don't even have trips in the main choke. So you can just plant with a Gecko here, and you're just sitting back. There's a Rolling Thunder, though, and a Hunter's Fury, so there's like big ultimates to be afraid of. We are given a lot of openness for Chichu to like Viper's Pit this if he wanted. I guess the worst part is just that he doesn't want to.
从目前 TE 的角度来看，他们肯定是想，我先来到这个 B 点附近，把自己的中技能交，把点抢下来，绕后回头再说。
正面看一下市场这波火拼，看先抓了一个跑打。
Like, EDG could definitely just sit back and do the whole like B main post plan, but they're actually just pushing out and just taking all of the space that was given to them.
但还是一个2打3。
EDG Sunset is good. My concern is, can you play like this up against international teams? Could you go up against, say, like a Heretics and have that? Would you be that cocky to play it off of sight? Or are you going to be like there with your tail between your legs, playing in B main, shaking like a shitting dog? Heard there was an upset? Not really an upset. I think no, not an upset at all. I think Nova were solid. The only thing that's upset is me, because I was talking about the format.
虽然你看刚才 TE 有4个攻击技能，但是没有什么特别好的机会去交。
6比1。
I think we're complaining about the format. I think the right teams qualified for playoffs.
还是先重防一手 A， 这个雷击剑。
So I don't think China was shafted as much.
在这个半线的位置有点靠外啊，所以雷击剑第一时间没有打出。
EDG, FPX, and Nova will make Shanghai. I love the.
汲取地图上的资源，让自己的终极技能能够充能的更早。
I do love the energy around it now.
所以 EDG 它有非常多的容错率。
再慢摸，但这个过点。 洛克先抓了一个有暗眼，但是没来得及推出来，直接被康康给抓到了。
这个板是可以穿的，所以也没办法。
I feel like Nova is like a Team Heretics light. That's probably the best comparison I can think of. This is bad though from Trace.
太远了 ，EDG 把自己的枪械优势发挥的淋漓尽致。那现在这种情况，0的位置其实已经呼之欲出了，所以 EDG 直接大脚步转 A。
这个1v3几乎也没什么特别。
Format should be double elim all the way from playoffs. No, the first games are single elim. So DRG versus Nova is single elim. Whoever gets knocked, it should be. I agree.
回防第一点位是球球啊，哎，他跳了一下，OK， 先拼一个把球球打掉。
要不要开大
I think I would have liked top 4 to have made playoffs instead of top 6. I just make it a proper bracket.
是的。
就是这个时间差被 EDG 抓到了。
Or like have it where the top do top 3, top seeds have a bye, but there is like a single elimination, a double elimination game for the teams that like, lose below it.
现在对 TE 来说已经非常。
I think again the only reason why we don't have it is just time. This year is just too crammed in. But next year, if we start in like late January instead of late Feb, there's more like space to do these kind of things. But the year needs to be longer. We can't have like a 7-8 month off season and then what feels like a 7 month on season. Barely that. Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August. But for most teams, it's going to be done like 6 months. 8 teams making playoffs would be good when we get to 14 teams in the league. Anywho, full buy. Chichu's gone down, so this Viper Wall's gone down. He's not been able to lurk up. He does have his Poison Cloud here, though. At least for the off-season this year, we'll have Tier 2 starting. Like the 2025 season for Tier 2 starts in September. So like, Northern Europe and stuff will be then. So it's good that Tier 1 get a bit of a break, but there is esports Valorant to be watching. But you know, from working Northern Europe, I'd say that that's a good thing. More viewership, more sponsors, more teams, more interest. More money for me. No, I mean just better for the scene.
罗 King 和黑贝各打了一个，现在来到一个 EVC 的残局，先打一个，康康被暗眼睛推到了，他的位置已经变得非常尴尬，技能非常多。All
right, nice run from Trace. Any Tier 2 teams looking good? You heard next to be promoted. Rare Atom are back. Their team's quite good. CCG have a good squad. Maple's new team, which is going well. I've heard a couple of rumors that I'm going to keep to myself. But
EDG 来说，其实他们能够站的位置非常少，就基本上你所有。
All I'm saying is if things work out in Tier 2 for this next stage, you're going to be blown away. Out of left field. Yeah. CCG 3-1 Rare Atom in the finals. So that was like a platform qualifier. There's another platform qualifier that's happening in like May, June, July. But that's a qualifier into a bigger event called the China National Competition. And then whoever does well off of that, based off of points and placements and stuff, they go to Ascension. Which is like, again, August, September. It's not that long away. May 13th? Oh shit, really? What? It's May the 5th now.
所以就知道，如果把点轻易的放出来给对手去安置爆能器，并不是一个最好的选择。
关键现在就看谁走楼梯。他这个半线是放的比较高的，所以皮蛋
For Doyu,
车群游都是撞不到这个半线的。
I imagine all of them would be roughly around the same time, though.
蛮久了。
晚焰火打回防了，有战术监控作为视野的侦测。
Here's the retake. The plant hasn't quite gone in. I mean, this is just brutal fights.
其实没人啊。
Smoggy's on top of the smoke. He's had to hop down. And this Fury right into this corner. Does get the ping onto nobody, but Laukin gets the clearance. One lurking up. He's got half. Everybody peeking up nicely. Know where Chichu is. And he just gets a defuse just before. And they're not spacing out the splitter international because of LOL. That, for one, yeah. The other part is... The ideal Valorant season starts like late Jan. And for this year, for everybody, it started late Feb. Why? Well, we're watching it because China didn't have enough time to basically get everything ready. China announced their partnership teams start of December, and then they had Ascension like literally like New Year's Day. So you need to get people visas, you need to get them moved in, you need to do all of the paperwork, get all that sorted out, get a venue that was built in 30 days as well, apparently. Who they're going to drop this time? I mean, I think for like tier 2, playing with 2 imports is definitely worthwhile. Like if I could pick up 2 Koreans or 2 like Russian players, and then have like Chinese players from Hong Kong, players from Taiwan, mainland China, like if I could, they speak like good English, you could pretty much put together a good English-speaking roster. Even if we start late January, the off-season's still long, right? Yeah, so like Champs is September, October, November, December, early January is the off-season. So like 4 months of off-season, where tier 2 esports and off-season events are still happening. Like we're probably still going to have a Red Bull home ground. We're probably going to still have a Tarek and Ludwig Invitational. We'll probably still have a Convergence. We'll probably still have some other big events, which, you know, fingers crossed they actually happen. Ultimately, for me, I just want, like, Northern Europe and Europe as a whole to do better off-season events. Because last year it was tragic. Yeah, I think an 8-month season, like starting in January, ended in late September, like 8-9 month season, 3 months, 4 months off. I mean, that's good. Again, Nova execute, Nova powering through. I mean, I feel better about Trace losing like this than I do about how Trace lost in the Madrid game. Because the Madrid game, Trace were like the better team in good chunks of it. But the problem became more like they kept losing anti-ecos, they kept getting thrifty, they lost clutches. Like this, like they're just not, they're the worst team. EDG are the better team and they're dominating them. What I wouldn't want to see is Trace playing really well, but EDG just still winning ecos, still winning clutches. I think they need to space out events better. I mean, within those like months, yeah, they will do. At least this time they're terrible. I mean, like, genuinely, like, it's just... For me, I really like Trace. I'd love to see them at an international event. But I want EDG to, like, not take the heel off of teams and get complacent. Especially after EDG losing to FBX, the fact that EDG have just, like, dumpstered all gamers and they could potentially dumpster Trace here. That's a good response to have. Like when you've got EDG and FPX actually both looking like they're on equal footing, beating each other and just being two like rivals at the top of China, that's when the region gets better. And either Trace, if you want to be part of that like power struggle, you either deal with the heat or get the fuck out the kitchen, you know? Nice shot, at least from YOU. I don't know if I like Lu or King staying here. But I don't think he really had much of a chance to get out, to be honest. Rolling Thunder, trying to execute back in. Good mosh. Nice fight from Chichu and good like proactiveness from Kung Kung to actually take the space on shot. Really just intelligent fights that Chichu and Kung Kung can take. It's a 2 versus 2. A shock dart would kill him. A shock dart, he's dead. He's dead. Right, Kung Kung 1 versus 2. These are the kind of rounds that I feel that Kung Kung's just going to win. He's 18 HP and it's just, he's going to have a showstopper too. So they need to like
但是可能会被穿，安装完了，把焰火直接装。
He's gonna kill both of them. No, he isn't. He gets one of them. Thank Christ. Did a little bit of damage to Kai. See what I mean? No, like just in those instances, EDG can just make rounds kind of appear from nowhere.
能器被小开拆除，定格在了4比8。
是。 YLU 这个选择是非常合理的。
Trace have always been an awkward third best, yeah. It was either that they were behind.
这个雷击剑。
Well, here in this case, EDG and FPX, but back then it was EDG and Rare Atom.
对，而且队友应该是爆了血量的。
对，上半场还有一次他的雷击剑是一发双响。
对，
在集市位置。
I think it's funny that like Rare Atom and Trace barely played each other.
还是要说。
And they were fighting for second and third. They just never really.
打开了一些局面
啊。再看一下
这一发雷击。
I think EDG's esports CEO shouted at him again after the FPX match. I hope not, because it was.
在了当时残血球球的脚下啊。
Like EDG are making the right strides.
选择进攻开来说，我觉得这个上半场的比分他们是可以接受的。
对，8分是 OK 的。 EDG 选
She did it at Madrid and Tokyo.
是有点去忌惮对手的一个双先锋。那来到攻守互换之后，其实对于 TE 来说，他们的进攻主动性将会变得更强。他们可以合理的去利用先锋的技能，然后去完成一些控图。
对
It's a guy. Oh, I think I know the clips.
经典这个手势啊。
It'd be pretty bad if that was the case.
喷气
限定手势吧。
限定喷气。
OK。 那说回到这张地图啊，日落之城其实我们刚刚说到了8分是一个可以接受的结果，主要原因是因为在本次常规赛当中，日落之城在
How's it going for the second series in Pacific?
59.9%的胜率。
是。所以8分对他们来说也是一个相对来说比较及格的分数。
8-7 on Sunset.
主要怎么去顶了？
对。
DRX was 7-0 up, and it was an 8-4 half. Kind of similar to this, I think.
我上半场
And then DRX win the pistol, and Gingy win the pistol in the bonus, so they're back in it. Okay.
我觉得 TE 还是有非常高的提升空间的。
哎，
但
Why are fans throwing up gang signs? Because they have a little I don't know if you can see it because it might be behind me, but they have like in-game emotes that they have to copy. You got winning Polaris relegation. Well, Hukars looked really good yesterday. Requiem. I think probably Requiem and Hukars, depending on how it goes.
作为 TE 的首选图，所以他们肯定是要尽可能先把自己的选图稳下来的。
I think it's pretty close though, and the fact that we have like the 2 relegated teams, one from Beacon and one from Premier, is cool. I just hope that K10 can maybe, like K10 winning against Formulation would be interesting, but we're not casting that game. We just got to see it as it happens.
但 EDG 明显是有防范的，他们在 B 点是直接放了3个人，并且
Alright, this was Trace's choice. EDG chose to attack first. Now Trace get to attack first. The Viper wall across here, a trip over by Headshot, a camera top mid to watch across here, which is great. I like that camera. It's a simple one, but it's nice. And like, if Trace aren't aware of it, that could just stay up all game. We got the invisible breach bug again from the observers. Ghost breach. Nobody's there to break the turret. I mean, that's a crazy amount of trips. That's such a good read. I wondered why there was a turret, a trip there. It's easy. That's Fung's like pathing. The fact that they still get the kill whilst they're just hounded with utility backside is crazy, though. But what a read. Nice, Lau. 1v2, though, and you don't have to spike. You have 30 seconds. And he's a gentlemate's classic. There's the wingman coming up. He's reloaded. He's giving away his position. Oh, he's trying to run away. The wingman's after him as well. Look at him go. He's got... he was on a vengeance mission. I don't know what Luo said to that wingman, but good God. He was about to chase him around the whole fucking map.
这是非常有戏剧性的一幕。对，因为其实不管是花车群游也好，还是皮带也好，当他锁定你的那一瞬间，他会有。
Yeah, that trip is phenomenal.
其实花车群游是很明显的，
而且他会一直跟着你跑，即便你有烟是没有用的，皮带是不吃隔绝效果。
Oh, that was great.
对于 Locking 来说是真的一点。
That wingman was on a complete mission. What did you say about my mom? Basically.
一边是半线，一边是障云，你要铺点后的话，会吃到很多的这个技能效果。
那 T 现在这个情况就很尴尬了。
Not good though. EDG winning both the pistols.
这个 A 区 应该会给个山峰地线红砖路这个位
You
置。
think this is China's chance to win an international? America and EMEA look shaky and Pacific look good.
去收技能，
I think it would do a lot for the fact that it's in their like home country, you know?
哎，
就只要你控球，我山
But
峰
like the form that EDG and FPX are both in.
我忍住了啊，没交，没给。
中路把半线打掉，哦，蛇纹也扑出来了，这个破定
Like
不太好
a
打。
lot of the other teams are likely to change of who they sent to Madrid, right? We're likely one of the few regions that's going to keep both our teams, especially if Genji lose today.
中路想去渗透一波，都被 EDG 化解。
Not a fan of this defensive wall.
现在只能再杀一个回马枪。
Depends on how Trace are looking to play. If they're going to try and go through market an awful lot.
技能在互交。
Sorry, EDG are looking to play. No, sorry, it's EDG's setup.
要转要转要。
I was going to say, like, why have they got no trips?
这个脚步会有点大哦。
Because Howdong's like half armor bot. Maybe they were broke. I don't know.
扑蛇稳了。
但左右都有人要抢。
Recon in deep. It's not a great recon. I mean, brutal fight.
而且球直接扑。
Yeah, it wasn't a great recon because Chichu could just tuck behind his wall.
把狂徒，这把狂徒将会是最后的希望。狂徒打一个，看一下黑贝还有说话。
Hey, Bay. Hey, Bay. Okay.
1v2的残局的
He's
情况下。
35 HP and he has a stun.
一些操作的机会，16秒钟，时间很充足。
血量有点少。
Lev, Crew, and 100 Thieves. I mean, that's a hell of a mix.
但狂徒至少。
And then EMEA. I don't know, like Navi, Fnatic.
架上面还是下边？先架下边。
看到了。
有山峰地
Be
线。
bad if Fnatic don't make it, I guess.
先给阵。
先给阵已经被分割开了，但是
Nice shots from Smoggy. I mean, honestly, good eco from Trace. You get a plant.
后面等了一会儿，点睛之笔啊。他如果跟着
You might scare EDG on various parts of the map potentially.
OK， 那这一分对 EDG 来说依旧是有惊无险啊。其实
The EDG coach in Vlog is League World's Champion assistant coach. So he was pulling rank on them basically.
处理都没有特别好，他们掉的枪感觉会有点多。
The wall is supposed to counter the lurking post plants. It's supposed to stop against like B splits mainly.
办法去利用这个安置爆能器去拿到自己的。
It might also be an element of maybe Trace on post plants don't play in B main consistently.
目前日落之城非常经典的一个位置啊，有些盖可喜欢在这个位置投三分球。
But I think it's fair. Like, there's not really that many options of walls that you can do. Maybe this one
比赛 EDG 这一分的
goes
枪
across
械
like here.
会比较明显，但黑贝随着上一分的一个多杀之后，他现在
Depends where the poison cloud goes as well.
哎，小神的 pick， 你看到了。
Oh my god, Feng Feng's about to die again. Where is his form gone?
这个惊喜翻腾还敢进吗？
Where is this like? He's 7 of 14. Where the fuck has Feng Feng gone?
哎 ，Looking 来了。 Looking 这个位置很关键，他有机会能够抓侧身，但是刚刚好。
I guess we're seeing it in action here, right? Maybe there is an element of like Luo is lurking here and inserting pressure here a lot, so you do have the Viper Wall to help with it. Doesn't matter now because Chi-Chu's just died.
黑贝先抓了一个。
But some like Howdog is still here.
康康是成为了峰峰的枪
They're still spraying him. Okay, they do catch him.
东也没办法走得了。
Don't like that peek from Hebei. Why are we not just playing like post plans? Why are we not making this easier for ourselves? Why, like we're all like spread out so much.
但他好像现在管不了那么多了，先抓一个侧身。
And yeah, you're just fighting in too deep.
打2的情况下，现在峰峰的血量有点少，只能看 Looking 了。
Feng Feng's the one that's alive, and he's been 8 HP the entirety of this round.
多一条枪线出来。
Oh man, good work, Luo, but that's sloppy.
是 Looking 感觉消失的有点久了，对 EDG 两个人来说，他们怀疑 Looking 绕自己了。
对，
You can put the poison cloud A main.
早期是在集市漏过的，
哎，
所以去架
Yeah,
这个
yeah.
集市绕后重生点的这个角度也是情有可原。
是，
I've seen worse
但
walls.
是 Looking 其实压根就没动啊，我就没走。
I don't like the peak that Hebei has after this one.
造成非常大的心理压力。
对。
You guys got
对
this.
于 T 来说是有点危险的感觉。
Maybe he had nade
但还好
still.
Looking 兜住了，因为峰峰的血量是有点少的。
上一分 EDG 是个混起嘛，
Different wall here though. One that goes for mid. Is this based off any ultimates? Rolling Thunder
来到
perhaps?
这一分，黑贝是已经有自己的终极技能了。
Camera tucked into this corner, which is
精准的
nice.
电掉了右边的半线。
That Shogda actually got the trip up here.
在这张
Oh, the one here.
尤其在比赛里啊，
Unless... No, Howdong, I thought he might have pulled it
你
back.
半线可能会放的一些位置。
That's a hell of a shock dart.
没了。
Paranoid to go into short.
第一波可能
Been there reading this very
要
well.
看 EDG 有没有人
Really good decision too. I love this.
来了。赛博
It's like when you took together and bunker up on site on B on ascent.
进度有点慢
上线无
哦。
人机
These players were playing split as soon as they get pressured.
暗眼是推了
This is...
这个长廊给清下来，惊喜翻腾再进点，但第一波
I guess it works out for Smoggy.
接住了峰峰这个位置。
They had good like tight playing and they just start to like split away from each other.
尴尬了，小开收掉了康康，技能卷地直接交了，因为经典现在非常的困难。
I guess they're like afraid of the rolling thunder a bit.
被接，但是
Nobody gets two.
在自己的重生点方
You're gonna have the push here happening as well.
还在 pick，
Yeah, Chichu just aiming. Hebei didn't get hit by that, thankfully. But is he going to expect Haodong's lurk? He has the spike. He can get out. He can go towards B again. You got a camera here. You got a trip here. They're rotating already. And nobody's picking up all of his utility. So nobody's staying. Cypher's rotating. Hebei might have owned this, especially with the... Don't try and plant. Don't try and plant. Oh, this is so unlucky. He's right behind this box. And he has ult if he wants it. Nobody. You had like a mountain of utility to use there. Oh my god, this is so tense. Oh, stay on the off angle, don't peek anymore. Is he gonna get cleared? Is he gonna get cleared? Yeah, nicely done, Hebei. Oh, that's a little bit of a silly round for nobody.
timing 对当时 Nobody 来说确实是个好 timing。对。但是警觉性黑被真的拉满了。他安装完爆能器之后，他是在不停的这种就是不规则。
Looked like Feng Feng went in there off the back of 0 util. I mean, that's a hell of a flick to turn around, to be fair. Alright, is that something that can bring this team back into the game? Come on, Trace. Come on. Give us a little bit of fire. This wall again, you got the Viper's Pit across here. You're on an eco too. Right, these are the rounds that Trace wound me up with last time, because they would lose when they shouldn't. Did nobody have a molly? He had a wingman, he had a dizzy, and he had his ultimate. He was missing something. He was either missing his wingman and had a molly, or he was missing his molly and had a wingman. Yeah, nobody's about to make up for that last round with some crazy work.
开的终极技能抛出来，神经取息锁定一下 EDG 选手的位置，这就完全打不了了这一分。
Nobody 4K written all over it. Nobody or Smoggy 4K. He's fully flashed. The way that they're taking fights though is good. All right, Kung Kung might actually get it. No, Kung Kung is his ultimate's over.
这个玩焰火，一炮双响拿到3杀，最后小开面对个1v5。
这个狭窄的通道有点像钢索的断魂索道。
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Every time the EDG need to pull something right out of their assholes, something like that happens.
意想不到的方式拿下这一分。
对，这分感觉对于 TE 来说，他们就 TE 其实在进攻方经常会有一种感觉，就近点会有点小小的犹豫，而且这个丢丢其实
The nade was perfect.
踩雷飞剑先炸了一个，然后这个晚焰火轰出来的一瞬间，两个人刚刚好是站在了一起。
最尴尬的就是没有办法做提速啊！就当时峰峰也没有第一时间就有机会
Without fail
被技能隔了。
但要知道，如果你抱团这么密集，在这个狭窄的管道，那其实不管是踩雷飞剑还是晚焰火，都会有很好的收益。
先吃暗眼，当时 TE
Trace cannot play against Ecos to save their life. They can't play up against teams that are not afraid to fight into them.
当时一个踩雷飞剑炸一个，然后 Nobody 点一个之后晚焰火直接。
It's the same like DRG last week. DRG would just
发生了什么事情？前面 他们刚准备去前面
fighting them so aggressively.
所以我觉得这个可能是一个比较大的教训。
EDG can harness some of that same chaos energy Paper X draws power from. Yeah, I mean, especially Kung Kung. Then the only time that they look bad is when Kung Kung doesn't really have the confidence to go for stuff like this. Like that's, you know, that's what I keep thinking. Like, why do we not see Kung Kung being able to do this at international events? Well, because teams don't give him the respect. They don't give him the space to ramp up like that. Because I swear, most of the plays that Kung Kung comes up with is him getting a kill, getting his ultimate online, getting a kill with the ultimate, getting a kill with a rifle straight after. It's always like some like fighting game combo with Kung Kung each time.
先给巡地剑，雷击剑破半线，没问题。破完之后就溜啊，差一个点了。
但对 TE 来说
I think the worst part is that like Trace have some insane aimers themselves. And like they just like Low King has been there we go, like ecoed them back. It's just like DRG. It's just like DRG. There we go. Now please, if we do see EDG on an eco after this, assuming that you win this, because Luo King is pushing like crazy. Smoggy like
带着枪已经去找人了。
jump peeked over that. That's cool.
他就是要拖你回防的时间，这位置只需要架个过点。Smokey 手里还有个暗眼，但是一定要留着近点的。山姆地前第一时间是没有跟洛 King 完成一个完美的协同。NOVA 这组骑士重生点是 Smokey。 这一分要不要打，现在成为了 EDG 的一个抉择。看他们的选择好像是要拼。
丢丢直接先给
Yeah, the trip they broken. Flash as soon as the trip is hit. Kai can like fight here. He's only got a sheriff.
跑枪吧，对，因为这两把枪感觉。
And then they're just saving the 2 guns. I'm calling it again. EDG. They saved 2 rifles. They should be able to buy up again actually, so they're not going to be on an eco.
说他们也是个存钱分的翻盘，他们也可以很好的去展示自己的经济。
First time I've ever seen that jump peek. Yeah, me too. I was gonna say like.
黄应该还是能被捡回来。
黑贝能多打一个，看一下 Nobody。哦，这把枪还被下。
Oh, they don't get to save the guns actually. Do they have a buy? Maybe if they like half armor, miss out some utility. Or do they eco because they're like relatively comfortable at this
就没有
point?
预料到 Low
That's
King
the
会直接选择
question.
拉烟出，然后利用近距离害影的爆发先完成击杀。感觉没有，就康康第一时间是没有做好准备去接敌的。
这一分也主要是 TE 的这种进攻比较坚决
啊。 而且补枪效率非常高啊！后续球球这个点位真的很尴尬，前后都有人。
We pay Brex eco here? No way. And you're right. They have the op. Sorry, my maths is off completely. But I also really like that Kung Kung has the op here. He's one of the few like duelist players that tend to.
去往这个 B 点去
In China.
B 点防守方一般是蝰蛇加0的点位。
康康的民居已经是在 A 点立住了
啊，但如果要打 A 的话。 有可能会撞到康康的民居，打中路是一个相对来说比较不错的选择。
The comp should be like, for Trace. There's no excuse.
拿到了信息。
Because you have a breach that can stun some of these angles, an Aldrun, which do they still have? Why you still has it?
主烟位啊。
Nobody's position's quite nice. Are they going to assume that this is clear? Doesn't matter. Great trade here from Kai.
同时也拍马赶到，要往 B 点去走。B 点点内感觉两个人的。
Aldron's used on B main. Knows that there's somebody in there. Thrash is going to be used. Oh, sorry, Hunter's Fury. Sorry. Nice to get Haldong. Now, Kung Kung's the last alive with an operator. And why are you seeing that he has an operator?
我又看到康康是把狙了，所以这一分。 可能会绕着脚一下吧，因为现在的经济来说 ，T 还不错，
对，
并且这
What's the sim? I'm going to go for a Wii, so because maybe it's a bit of a clawback for Trace here because it should be an eco now for EDG. If they get the gun, maybe there's a timeout too. I'm just going to be a B.
把这把民居屌掉。
哇，康康的民居上来第一分起出来之后打了一个回防，然后还被缴枪了，
是
有点难受的一分。
哇 ，TE 这个思路啊，他们对于中路。 这个渗透是做得非常坚决的，
但硬要说的话，我觉得是洛 King 的大胆啊，给团队或者是给自己创造了一个能够去操作的机会。
是，
因为他刚才那个位置，严格意义上来说是非常危险的。哎，而且他是刚刚我们讲到，他是团队的主烟。
对，他如果倒了的话，后续 TE 进攻是没有烟的，没有隔绝技能。
最近这几回 EDG 的终极技能进度已经是非常被拖慢了啊，所以现在这个循环有点打不起来。TE 选择乘胜追击。 再来控 B， 把能量球先控了再说，其他不管。
哎，花色巡游先给，
看一下这个能量球给谁哦。其实黑贝和峰峰都能控，但是从既得利益来说，黑贝控会更理想一些。
对，
因为黑贝吃了球就立刻有大，
等于是有个保障。黑贝应该要来控这个球了，看一下。
So they have 2 rifles.
不选择控吗？
Sorry. I need to go for a Wii now because like in the break, I'll have to set up for Polaris. Shouldn't take too long, but I didn't want to do that and then have to go for a Wii.
手上是有把英雄狂徒在哦，跟 Nobody 有2把狂徒在。
但这个回防有点难打哦。哎，黑贝已经有大了。
I thought Hebe got hit by those shots and it looked very close. Does he flash? Oh, he's spraying at the same time and the nade from Kung. Oh, for God's sake. 2 versus 3. Planted on the stairs, right in the corner. You don't have the wingman to defuse it. A good spray damage from Kai at least. Alright, you've got the heretic smoke. Low King getting 2 just through the smoke is great. And great trade again. Getting close.
对于 TE 来说有惊无险啊，近点是打得非常的漂亮，但是阻止 EDG 回防，还是被 EDG 抓到了一些释放技能的 timing 和机会。
是，
并且 EDG 还打出了一个不错的技能 combo。
哎。 而且这2分感觉 Locking 的发挥是非常亮眼的，上一分是中路的渗透，然后这一分是一波双杀。
这波大招好像被打断了，只听到了摇这一个字。
那感觉这个终极技能应该已经是等于消耗掉了。哇！
但这一分拿下对于 TE 来说，至少是
是的，
求了个心安。
Okie dokie, and there's the last EDG timeout.
赶快叫出。
They could have come back away. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's working.
去调整。那这个暂停
Really, ever since we saw Hebe winning that 1 versus 2 clutch, it's been pretty much back on. What's the score for HyperX DRX?
来说还是蛮致命的，我觉得有点丢节奏，就像刚才说的。
Sorry, DRX Genji 1-all. Okay.
在上一分
13-11. Wow, that streak of rounds of Genji win on Sunset is crazy. And then Ascent to finish on. That's pretty good for Genji, isn't it? That's a good comeback from them.
TE 他可以用铁壁的阵容肆无忌惮的控 B 点的球。哎，你不来3、4个人，其实你是没有办法跟 TE 在正面抢这个 B 点。
对，
抢 B 通主要准确的说是。因为铁壁在 B 通的。
DRX blundered that 7-0 start. Yeah, I mean, what else is new though? DRX kind of trolled on 11-11 too. Yeah, keep me up with the details. Keep me up with the gossip.
还是能够起到枪的。
如果你细心点，你就会发现 TE 现在的终极技能完全甚至领先了 EDG 一轮了。这就是不停的控。
Recon that is going to land here, I think.
连锁反应
是兄弟。
That's the one on the pineapple, right? Pineapple tree, palm tree.
声东击西，因为连续几分一直在控 B 点的能量球。 所以这一分 TE 选择了
It gets broken.
另一个启动。
We've got Cage here that's trying to get onto this angle. Even Smoke in here. Because they're aware of the camera, so actually... This is a good adjustment for Trace.
现在对于 TE 来说，他们也没有往 B 点去做进攻。
Aldran to clear this, put the pressure on.
开了个小型无人机，先确定近点没有人。
Camera's still there. Camera's broken. Look at this though. Like EDG are like really starting to struggle on where they want to be fighting and stuff. You've got the Thrash here. Neural Theft on one side, but Kai doesn't have it quite yet. Showstopper one away for Feng. Big fight to win. Ah, fuck man. There's nobody with you. There's no utility. You can't just be taking dry fights like that. Because he might have the operator there, right? That's where like Kung Kung likes to play with him. They'll just walk out onto angles without checking stuff. I swear to God.
给出来其实已经有点晚了。浩东这个点位控制效果已经结束了，但黑背枪还是很稳，先收一个。
3v4. Neural Theft gives all of the information. A crunch is going to happen. Big fight for Chi-Chu to win. If he can get Kai here. Door's been broken. And he just turns around at the perfect time. And he even predicts Kai to be able to peek afterwards. What was the call that round from Trace? What was the plan? What was the plan? All of the stuff in mid was good. But I don't know why Feng's like peeking in alley. I don't know why YOU's not checking the left-hand side. Like, you know how much, like, impact that camera is having, that your early round is there to deal with it. And then once you deal with it, you don't have a second part of the plan. And you also don't predict that after you break this, that somebody might try to push up to keep an eye on it instead. This time the concussion. The breach was over here. Oh my God. Alright, 3 versus 4. Kung Kung's one away from a showstopper, so you know what's going to happen. Neural Theft. He's 25 and 17. Like, the difference between Kung Kung's, like, Rays in this map versus Feng's is crazy. He gets traded. That's massive considering he had the showstopper. Off angle for Chi-Chu's good. He does more damage to YOU than otherwise. I mean, he's still doing so much damage to both of them. They're both peppered up in a 2 versus 2. Recon that for market. You got a camera and you're both just like breaking it on sight. Oh, where you going? Stay still. Hold the line. Hold the line. All right, now they go back.
两支队伍的位置都是
It's just like a horror film.
要清点，可能要
Got 2 smokes here, no smokes at all across. Shock darts.
来到了 B 点 B 大的位置。
Ryu gets a kill against on this Fury.
他是2颗烟，如果封的好点的话，对面其实也很难受。第一时间封包点，
假拆看一下，
先给雷击剑，
Shock darts are good.
第2发直接给过来，但没有什么效果，很担心已经拆完了。
Here's a recon. Oh, the timing's awful though because both players need to reload.
给出来时间快
He's not on it yet. Now the ping is perfect. The recon dart is perfect there, but Smoggy. Oh, my heart.
4杀帮助
Good
队伍
grief.
盘点。
这一分哇 ，YOU 的巡敌剑是立下了非常大的功劳。
对，
They managed to just hold on. Just holding on.
再来看一下这个中路的遭遇战，其实 EDG 是占了非常大优势的。这玩焰火没炸到人之后还被接了，但这个门关了，让浩东第一时间有点退不回去了。
浩东自己关门把自己堵在外面了，好像。
还剩1名敌人，解决3个，我方还剩1人。
救回1分，对于 TEC 来说非常大的能缓一口气啊。但是
All right, 2 chances. 2 chances. We all know how this goes.
掉的话就会导致队伍没有烟，在进攻的过程中。
Showstopper still for Kung Kung. He just as a guardian. This is a buy up as well. Like they've bought into this. So they want to put it out of its misery now.
手稳，直接先扑出来。
但这个 B 点应该
He's 8 and 19.
洛 K 是没在的。
哎，
再次转点一手。
Lao King's been great though. Like 19 and 20 is pretty good. I mean, he's dying a lot, but
小开在内，所以想运营出来，在最近这2个回合是比较困难的。主要看能不能。
I mean, let's be honest. The whole idea of like let's win on the Nico is very on brand for EDG. And the last time that these two played, actually, it did go to OT.
感觉效果并不会。
So we'll see how it comes together.
直接要转往 A 点转，来到 A 点的话 ，NOVA EDG 的压力将会变得非常大。 他每个点都得去看啊，他也很担心这个管道会有人进行单摸。
对于 NOVA EDG 来说，只能是架着一个方向，2条路他是不可能全都看得到的。
哎，
It is wild to me to watch a team that is running Sova and Breach walk everywhere. Hunt this Fury stunt off the back of no information. Why are you dice? Because mid was pushed.
正在射狂烈之怒的 YOU， 晚焰火。
Fung Fung's in on site. Okay, but Kung Kung still's the showstopper. Are we thinking about that? I mean, they might just stop the plant here. You got a plant, you got a plant, you got a plant. Nobody's on the plant. Oh my god, that is so close.
时间很充裕啊。 哇，那这一分其实 EDG 把
Oh my god!
最终的效果
My fucking Low King had to TP onto it. I think he would have just had it.
关键是浩东这个非常诡异的前压，先把架设狂烈之怒的 YOU 给清了。
对，他是后面想打一个时间差，第2时间再去进行一个绕后，但是小开很警觉。
What a weird round.
主要是你射狂烈之怒会有一个惯性。
Fun getting this kill is massively important. But like, there's the showstopper. Literally, Fung having to push this. Such a trade. And like, nobody reacted until they were like, oh shit, nobody's on the plan. They managed to still get a buy together. Chichu has a Viper's Pit if they get a kill. Oh, Howdong goes down though. Big kill. Happened from mid. I don't know if he was just spraying or not. No, it was open. Just caught the timing. What a hero. This young man.
但这就是他的自信。 他把浩东一对的话，那 B 点求救就成为了比较尴尬的一个位置。哎，这个眼睛还不错，风黑
Great kill. Nobody's in on the off angle. The Aldron should clear him though. Really good Aldron. Paranoia. Like this is what all of the other rounds should have been for Trace. This is the kind of comp that you're playing. That's the way that you want to be playing it. Instead of like walking around slowly, the brute force in. Chichu just after 1 versus 4 here. You know, average Chichu round. We do go to OT. Which, considering how that first half looked for Trace, is good innings.
两支队伍都在存前分，打出了非常好的表现，并且来到这种绝境当中的时候
，Massive pick for Luo. Is it Lao or Luo?
哇，是完全没视野。
I don't know how Fung gets a kill either.
成功是反杀掉对方的 Smoggy， 而且后续 TE 的补枪没有任何一个人出纰漏。
是，感觉前点位这种站的比较靠前的一些架枪还是比较危险的。那攻守
Yeah, really nice comeback. I mean, what this round was it? This one?
把你反杀了，那你也没办法。
One of these rounds, like it might have been this one even.
康康是没有端明
Like the Hebei 1 vs 2 clutch, Luo.
进攻边感觉如果端明居的话，他们的这个节奏会
Like that Hebei clutch just honestly did so much for them.
这个明居感觉发挥的空间会比较小。
赵云拖延一下前方。哎，这个滑车巡游，哎，这是我们刚刚所说的加速效果
啊。但还行，滑车巡游没有能够炸出。
Alright, EDG going back to using this wall. It's really good at like pressuring people off of it. The paranoids go in. The flash as the paranoid comes in to stop this like aggressive play happening. Luo goes down. Like nobody's flash there is perfect. It baited out the utility. They have a response. If the paranoid comes this way, gonna do it this side. Great pick onto Kung Kung. Hebei's fighting. He's fighting alone and he's looking at 2 different angles. Where are you looking? You had the player advantage. Well, you were even on advantage after they made a good play here. Good fight from Feng. Feng's been amazing last couple of rounds. I mean, the great kills. 3 alive, 2 alive. They're defusing. Even tags the floor. Suddenly, the BS is coming out in the other direction.
这一个回合，其实能感觉到 YOU 真的是敢承担责任，敢打关键操作。正面左边的 Locking 一旦倒下之后 ，YOU 这位置非常的危险，他知道他必须得打一个。
是的，而且点内啊，峰枪很硬。 队友给的技能，再包括
How to turn tables, right? It's crazy.
帮助队伍是成功拿到了这至关
And
重要
then
的一分。
after timeout for his troubles, because both teams get an extra timeout because it's OT.
现在的 EDG 叫出了加时回合的。
Who do you think goes to Shanghai? EDG FPX feel very set. Honestly, that final spot is really open. Mogul speaking? I don't know. I wasn't paying too much attention. I'm just keeping an eye on the Discord to know if I need to like drop in.
来到防守方要怎么去做
Because I
调整？
think that the game's starting like an hour.
从目前的角度来看，
I don't want to like leave it too late. Yeah, 52 minutes is the first game.
防守比较难打，但第一先啃下来1分防守，这个对自信心上。
Do you think Nova stands a chance against DRG? Yeah, I think they have a really good shot that game. I think it's going to be really 50-50.
在 Stage 1来到 VCT CN 的这个进攻方得分率真的太高了。
Is anybody else watching China? I mean, I imagine everybody's going to be watching
或
fucking
者是自己在点内的一些
Pacific, right? Shanghai qualifying day.
自己没有办法进行一个优势的对强，会吃到非
Because
常
if not, I guess I'll host the main stream on Twitch. Because I'll have to go probably in like
还是常规的
20, 30 minutes.
哦，这踩雷飞线是直接要给吗？
All right, big round for Trace.
效果其实还可以啊。
啊，炸点血量。
第一段伤害是炸到了，第二段是很难的。
They went to map 3, yeah.
中路
I think DRG has a chance against Trace. I mean, DRG have already beaten Trace last week, so.
但其实中路这个回合看一下，好像没有选择给半线啊。
There's a camera. You broke it. You've got good support here. You're not trying to do anything silly across. You know that the reaction is for this to like crawl in. Haodong was keen on like checking it and clearing it. So you're having all of the reactions that you want.
会让 EDG 的选手非常难受。
And the plan is to like keep people glued onto this that you might assume that it's an execute. Nobody gets good information.
兜兜转转还是来到了
Wingman going under the trip.
一个区域。
哎，
Catches nothing.
感觉要打一波提速了。
And she choose like on the angle. Poison Cloud here.
说不定杀2个或者有奇迹呢。在这儿。
Snakebite in hand as well, thrown out. Oh, YOU just gets melted. Why is he going first? Oh, I guess because Feng Feng was already in, so he wasn't in first. Look at where Kung Kung is. This is just a battle of... Oh my god, the timing couldn't have been worse. Oh, Feng Feng, what the... Oh my god, I swear if he got that, just to dash in to close the distance. The timing couldn't have been worse on that. Oh my god, I'm not leaving this.
传到了一个比较深入的位置，对他很灵性打的，但 timing 真的不好，而且 Smokey 很警觉。
当时应该点里的枪声一直在响，然后正面 Smokey 是漏了一下脚步的。
Yeah, timing was horrendous. Feng Feng made a good effort of this though. Look.
太混乱了，导致当时的 Locking 第一时间转了个头。
是。13平， 进入到第2个加时。
Loken 这把已经拿到了20。
Another round of OT. Trace still have a timeout.
康康这个击杀数已经奔着30个去了。
是的
，29杀的康康，稳定性还是非常不错的。先给一个
There's the attack, Poison Cloud, and the wall at the same time. It's not going to stay up that long. All the utility that's going to follow afterwards.
多个阵的角度，目前来看这个角度就是防守前压。
Gecko Flash actually is broken, but it doesn't hit anybody. They don't know the YOUs on this like close angle, but that Poison Cloud should put him off. The stun should give it away though. Good trade. Why is it that it's your Silver doing that and not anybody else? It's the question for me. Like, you have a raise there, and Fung's actually managed to turn this around to be 20 and 20. What was he like? He was 9 and 18? 8 and 18. He was 8 and 18. Like, that's crazy.
所以每一个位置的抢夺都至关的重要。踩雷飞剑先劝退一手。
He had like 18 deaths, and it was like a 0.4 KD. So what? He is got 12 kills, 2 deaths in the last few rounds. How has he just turned this on?
后东的第2根半线是没有给，应该是被打掉了，可能刚刚。
Oh, the Poison Cloud, like, Snake Bite combo is too good. And so is the Execute. Thing is with like Chichu, even with like nerfed Viper, you can still do that stuff pretty easily. Just the Poison Cloud Snake Bite, making sure that people can't disrupt you whilst you're planting. It's just too strong.
OK 杀有点胖感觉。
但小开这份还是得尽力尝试一下，脸上一个隔点烟也管不了那么多了，直接拉着提前枪去吧。
但是感觉这个1v4已经很难了，对面的隔绝技能还是依旧有的，散了。
Anybody peeking? Anybody facing? No, this is like fantastic discipline. Nice crossfire, just buying time. Just well practiced, well versed.
没有任何的办法给到他有任何的容错。
这一分 EDG 进攻 A 区的思路异常的坚决啊！开局等你第一波山峰地线交完之后，管道里我就硬着打。其实从人数上来说 ，TE 是没有站在劣势的第一时间，因为刚开始是个1换1嘛。
对。
They mentally boomed him. Story's going to occur with the same ending. I think that was just a really good execute from EDG. Like Trace just didn't seem to like, you know, you're stunning and having the Silver peek off of this.
再次把盘点拿了下来，现在有机会去终结掉图一。
但对于 EDG 来说，他
I
们
wonder if you could do more stuff mid though. You know when you have like the Ray satcheling down tiles, or even just do what Kung Kung did, where he just walked tiles and managed to catch Luo King. It's like a couple of things that you could do. I think contesting A main is important, but like pushing past that when they have a Viper and a Cypher. I mean, they were just hoping it would be Chichu over there, but it ended up being like, what, 3-4 players?
OK，TE 的选手已经开始击拳了，那就证明战术已经布置成功。接下来就看他们的表现了。
暂停回来啊！
康康没花钱哦，没花钱哦。
感觉有可能
Right though. Don't give me optimism. I'm turning my face away with tears in the end of the death of my first VCT channel love. It's not even a seeding game, this one. Like, this doesn't, like, matter about anything. It's just... If anything, it's a good scrim, really. That's what it's come down to.
因为前几分 TE 其实对于上来就进攻 A 区的这种概率是比较低的。
是。
B 点还在 B 桶里还在露脚步，
感觉这把明军是用来抓 Loking 的，因为 Loking 很喜欢在这个红砖露出来露一下拿信息。
给了个赛博囚笼。
OK， 赛博囚笼
打半线，
关门。
Why manages to close the door?
这个康康有点没想到的呀，
这有点懵了。
And closing the door to try and put pressure up on top of here.
从某些层面上来说，我觉得
It's not often that you see the attack team close the door though on the other side.
所以你看 TE 他也很谨慎。这个时候，如果康康继续在这个位置架，他就上。
And they're closing the door to like pull people away.
几把枪一起碎门。
So then they're just gonna go for like the side swipe. Recon close. Stay bite again from Chichu. Chichu's about to like potentially peek on that side. And the up as well for Kung Kung, sorry.
他可能再多加1秒钟，人头就到手了。
And they're back in mid. 30 seconds though, you need to go somewhere. Oh, there goes Luo. You got the breach over here, you got your IGL on one side of the map, and then they're going back towards B! Oh no, Chichu's not falling for that shit. He's on a good angle as well to fight this. 10 seconds, 1 versus 3. All up to Feng Feng. Kung Kung's, yeah, he's putting it down. Yeah, GG's. EDG just seems to always be good in these moments, but like, frankly, a good comeback for Trace. Like, not really expected considering how that first half went, but a good fight back. I mean, they look out of ideas when it goes to OT in moments like this. Like this mid-round call to be in like hokey pokey in around market.
他在中路这个瞬间的定位起到了很好的结果。是。 最后用明居完成收尾，并且拿到30个击杀。
Good map for Kung Kung.
地图其实你能够感觉到 TE
Not bad effort for Trace. I mean, they look better than they did against DRG, that's for sure. But still, like,
并且在进攻方的得分率是非常的理想，但还是一个问题，来到加时感
could be a Shanghai qualifying match. And you've also got, well, you've got all gamers watching in the wings to see what you're doing. So I'm sure all gamers might have a couple of ideas on how to deal with this. But the next map is Breeze. I don't know how much we're going to realistically be able to see of it though, because I've got Polaris in 45 minutes, but I guess we'll see. So I'm gonna stop recording that for Sliggy. I'll go upload that now first, and then I need to dip. I'm gonna mute myself, I'm gonna mute audio of the stream, and I'm just gonna go set up for Polaris. So yeah, don't worry, your television sets are not broken. And then we got who we got? Who are the teams? Who are the teams? EDG versus Trace. Map 1 Sunset. Oh, and this is the last series of stage 1 groups as well. So it's rolled around quickly, I'll tell you that much. Waiting for the season start for kickoff, and now we're sort of partway through the year. It's life is going too fast. Monkey staring with a smile on his face while thinking about pulling out his trademark share of 3k against him. Just do the raid now, have a bit of a break. I mean, I want to watch as much of the next map as I can. But yeah, what I'll do now is I will put this on in the bottom, and then I'll put Pacific on in the meanwhile, if that's okay. So you got something to watch. You're not gonna have audio, but you got something to watch. So there's no point me doing that anyway. Let me just mute myself. Wait, would this come out as broadcast? Wait, what does this come out as?
Rifles for the rest of the team, but
I'm looking at the wrong one. My bad. Mute that, and I'm muting this. I'll be right back. There we go. Yeah, I told people I was getting set up for Polaris.
Yeah, don't mind it.
Just to make sure that like my camera and stuff was set up.
The turret's gonna spot you.
Didn't want to reveal that it was the op. Yeah. Held the shot.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second. I'll be on for another half an hour, so I'll run like 90 seconds of ads as well.
Oh my god.
So we'll just watch as much as we can.
Oh, the shot's gonna come through, and Stacks of Bane there as well. Just holding all the angles in the market. And they clean them up. Wow,
Alakia?
Hit that shot, though.
Still 2v3.
Potential res onto Munchkin, and
Oh my god, there's no way that DRX have fucked this up. Oh my god, Bane. Well, we haven't watched much Pacific today, but what a round to like actively catch. I just got back, so I thought you were muted. So no, I had to like mute Discord and stuff because I was talking to production for that. And they said like it's 20 past 1 now, so I'll probably be heading off at like 1:45. So I've got like another half an hour basically. We've got like a good amount of time to watch the next map. No.
Opera, get the operator.
Oh my.
What a round for DRX to win. I don't know how it even got close.
And throughout the chaos, they hold on to the operator. Although now Texture's got his own. So potential for some crazy back and forth operator kills.
Viper Cypher.
Yeah, that was just insane. I mean,
I need a defibrillator after that round. Goodness.
Can we get Paper Thin back online, please?
Yeah. I need that KO res right now.
He's down on the ground. Hands and knees.
Right here. Scanning ahead.
Goodness me. Well, Buzz
Clearing the op's going to be tricky for them.
Again, does have
So what's the plan? Jump peeking? Not quite. Meteor trying to trade off of it, but Buzz is just off the angle too quickly. Now he's going to go peek, but Meteor's back on the off angle, if that makes sense. Okay, and I have to see if it can catch the Cypher or the Viper. I like that the Viper was off-site, didn't get hit by the knife, went back onto it.
Oh my god, no! They're both TPing! Oh.
We can't have two crazy back-to-back rounds, right?
What I wanted it.
Still might get it. Texture here. Operator in main. We got multiple swarms in the choke. Paranoia goes through market, but Foxy's still holding on to this angle as they will attempt to get into Meteor's line of sight.
All right, nice shot.
Foxy, no! Just lets him sit there and get a second shot.
Ooh, nice shots. Good response. India looking good. Sorry, I'm just... We'll leave that for the time being. Move over to this. I got a ping on Discord, so let me just double check what that is. Oh, that's something else entirely. There's people wanting to play TFT. So, no, not quite. Just do that. Oh, I can hear a little bit of the Polaris stream in my background.
然后就跟着他来了，因为前2场没有抢到，所以就今天正好5一假期，所以就来了。
而且抢到的是非常关键的一张票，是我们的收官之战。那再问一下旁边，因为他刚才说他喜欢康康是因为你，能不能跟我们说一下你为什么这么喜欢康康呢？
因为首先康康当时他的各种。 虽然我的
Do I get something to eat now? I think I get something to eat now. Let me just grab some food.
一个我学习的对象吧，然后
So yeah, yeah.
一个勇猛的一个劲，就是我所喜欢的。
喜欢那个一往无前的康康。那看完今天的这场比赛，你现在觉得是什么样的感受？跟我们分享一下好不好？
我觉得 EDG 就是很强，他就是 CN 瓦的第一。
哇，非常高的评价。那还是要再问一下2位，因为今天其实你们2个是情侣吗？
是的。
哦，那也是把我们这个无畏竞技场的这个看比赛的项目当做了一个约会项目。你们觉得一起来看比赛感受是怎么样的？
感觉很刺激，就是能在现场看和网上直播看的感受肯定是不一样的。就 就是希望之后上海大师赛也可以过来看。
也希望以后有更多机会可以来现场和我们一起看比赛。那之后还会考虑说来我们现场去看比赛，把这个当做一个约会项目吗？
我觉得会的。
OK， 谢谢你们。那最后能不能再给喜欢的选手、喜欢的队伍加一个油呢？咱们一起冲着镜头来说好不好？3、2、1 ，EDG 加油
He just took the mic. That always happens though with interviews. There's always somebody that has to grab the mic away from you.
受到了严重的暴击了，已经。
What the?
感觉现场的观众都是
Kung Kung and Chi Chu,
都非常的有意思。
little flower fans.
接下来来到双方的第2张地图微风岛屿，从阵容的选择
This
上
again.
看的话，两支队伍应该是没有什么太大的差别的啊。
哎，那看一下在阵容选择上面，对于 TE 来说，依旧是秉持着他们之前已经一贯以来的一套阵容啊，就是双决斗位解封加夜路，然后配合到像刚才说到的 Locking 的一个蝰蛇，然后 YO 的猎枭和风的灵，而 EDG 这边依旧拿到的是上一场比赛他们获得地图胜利的一套阵容。
是的 ，TE 这个阵容有67%的选取率啊，之前剩下的那多少，是因为他们没有夜路，他们当时是用 KO 来代替的。所以夜路的加入也是让 TE 重新找回来在这张地图上的一个进攻方式和节奏。
而且非常有意思的是，让黑贝过来去使用到这个夜路啊，就我感觉可能黑贝自己本身他有一些指挥的一些想法在里面，然后再配合夜路这个英雄，他可以很好的帮助队伍去打开一些破口，然后获取到一些准确的信息，然后指挥团队要进行下一步的决策。我觉得这个可能是他来去选择使用这个夜路的原因。
大部分的夜路使用者在团队的地位。
I'm not going to record this for Sliggy, if somebody tells him.
比较偏控制嘛。
Just because I'll have to dip in.
这种体系的队伍，他们有一个决斗来。
13:28 now, so
这种情况会多一点。
20 minutes.
那对于 EDG 来说，怎么去克制夜路，他们应该是非常有心得了。来到了 EDG 对阵 TE 的第2张地图微风岛屿的较量。
Whoa.
好，也非常感谢来到现场支持比赛两支队伍的观众朋友们。那我们双方第2张的地图已经马上就要开打。从目前起枪的情况上来看的话，感觉 EDG 起枪的层次感更高一些啊，起了一把正义，并且有2个人起出了轻甲的状态。
0点修探看一下能扎到多少个人，能扎到，应该是扎到3个啊。看一下第一波要进吗？
扎这么多应该不好进了吧？把信标都打掉了，
把伏笔消除。 这波感觉要提速，那个闪感觉打得非常好，而且刚刚先抓了一个把风给打掉了。在另外一边看一下近点的过程中 ，YU 和黑贝各打了一个，有人数上的优势。
高爆闪给的非常不错，但是后续的
Good shot, nobody.
比较一般。双方又打了一个1换1出来，现在是一个进攻方人数优势的3打2，并且爆能器已经安装。
Really good damage done to Trace.
没有那么多了 ，Smokey 先抓了一个 ，Smokey 先来一波双杀，最后1v1，两边血啊。
Not expecting Kung Kung to be on that angle.
即可毙命，但是信标已经丢出去了。
Been able to DB out.
传出去了，最后
Actually, Hebe wins it.
黑贝拿下了这个1v1的残局。
Nice clutches, nice rounds.
仿佛成为了自己的枷锁，因为他的攻速实在太。
DRX bringing it back 6-3.
准度其实是没有那么高的。
Still a way to go, isn't it though?
他需要你稍微等那么一下，等到他的这个弹道回弹。
Like, did he have the mental to come back on it though? Is the big question. Good shot into Feng Feng.
但后续这个1v1对于康康来说确实是有点可惜了。
I thought Chichi did quite a lot there. I also just breaking the TP, stopping Hebe from just diving onto backside.
保持在原地是一个劣势对枪，但如果他传走的话，这个局势会瞬间逆转，他会变成一个优势对枪。
EDG 4 players stacked on A with eco. I like the cut across wall now too.
可以更多的去摇摆一下，而 EDG 是赌了一波点啊，但很可惜赌错了。
Completely open B site.
双决斗的
Dashing in, nice pace. Even being aware of like some of these like high up positions that people can be on. And expects a second. All right, Tracer actually coming into this map with a good amount of like firepower.
现在这个情况回防应该是非常困难了。
是
送包可能是个不错的选择。
这个3打5感觉已经有点难展开了，而且峰峰在直架在等。
Ooh, nice shots.
没有问题。 球球和 Nobody 2个人双拉过来，没有对他形成任何的威胁。
但峰峰一枪头就会倒，不过。
All right, very nicely done. Actually, just a really good execute. Nice and straightforward.
这一分的取胜，而且再加上这一分取胜之后 ，TE 他其实起到了很多这种像数位这样的枪械，甚至是燎拳这种远距离没有衰减的枪，它是有原因和目的的，就是因为要过渡第3回合对方的场枪分。
对，而且主要因为微风岛屿这张地图交战距离比较远
，marvelous stuff.
距离衰减的一些枪械的话，可能会削弱你一些对枪的强度，但是没有。
What's the third map again for these two teams?
表现还是非常强势的。
这5把枪都是没有距离衰减。
对。
I actually don't remember. I think I was doing something else when the Vita was coming out. Why does that say VMix score when it's not?
群力剑给到一个前点位，看一下有
Bind. I mean, Bind was really bad for Tracer last time that these two played.
先收一个，然后再把门关了。看到一个侧身，但是这个关门的时机很尴尬。第二枪正好没有来得及打出去。
峰峰选择把门打开，不停的去给一些压力，
但是正面进不去，成为了最大的问题。
Nice shots, Kai.
浩东已经是进到管道里了，但其实人并不。
4v4, Chi-Chi's gone down, so some of that Sentinel utility's gone down too.
先顶出来，收了一个。
Great for nobody to go for a peek, but he does get one.
那现在 EDG
3v2. Oh my God, Kung Kung. Really good push from Luo.
1打3的残局是给到了。
And then they're just going through mid. These steps are going to be heard by Haldong in a second. There it is. Camera up high where Haldong can't actually see where it is.
正面先抓一个，先把罗根给收掉，打闪出。
Feng hits him nicely.
峰峰架的位置
All right, good stuff.
这个闪对他来说影响。
Win the bonus as well. This could be a very interesting map developing.
一枪身体就会被带走。
最关键的是他没猜到具体的位置。
It goes to a third map. We need to like tell Sliggy to watch it for us.
打这个闪的目的是为了闪点里的人，
是
近点的人其实第一时间是吃不到闪的。先看到人再吃到闪，其实已经没有用了。
峰峰来到这张地图拿到的0啊，感觉效果非常好。他在这个2楼给出的压力还是蛮多的。
对。那 EDG 又要面对一个存钱分了。
All of these different walls though from EDG now. I mean, they're on an eco again. But I mean, it's been 4 rounds, 4 different walls, I think.
找到后洞的站位，
但是2楼管道。
There's a TP across again. Like, I like that the anti-eco calls for Trace just straight executes.
而且这把枪还能够被浩东捡到。
有爆点的蛇吻
雷击剑，有说法。
Great combo. Stops the plan. Oh my God, I can't believe that this is the round that EDG end up winning. Ooh, 5v2. 1v4 now for Hebei. Oh, I just descended into bullshittery there for a second.
这一分对于 EDG 来说，存钱分的翻盘还可以捡4把枪起来，他们可以很好的去进行经济上的攒蓄。我感觉对于 TE 来说，他们确实打的还是有点简单，就这一分还是想要让峰峰在这个管道去做一些事情。
逻辑是这样的，就是
Alright, I guess I'll use this as a chance to eat some sandwiches. The flash from Haldong was perfect. Stayed by shock dad combo, great. Another great flash from Haldong. Like just really good utility actually from EDG across the board.
但其实前几分也是峰峰先动的，然后去掩护队友进点嘛。但这个对于后续来说风险会有点高。
这一分要步入神鬼不觉了，直接戴面具了。2个人。
You there?
直接选择给闪出，狂烈之怒直接架。
And they were going for some Hunter's Fury play.
只能够射一个。
Weird for EDG to be doing this when they have the Euro ultimate on the board. Like neither team is really like looking at what the other one has.
感觉又没有什么太多的机会。
Strange round.
4打1，并且爆能切安装，看一下康康，先宰一个。
1v3。
宝枪
Spineless.
对于这一分的结果来说，
但经济还多。 毕竟上一分存钱分的翻盘
It's cool what EDG were trying to go for, but yeah, just the Euro ultimate kind of tripped them up with it.
这一分，如果保下来枪可以匀一下经济的没了。
小开直接 pick 出来一发。
开的状态很火热，
对，
开峰峰这2名选手在来到图2之后啊，状态拉满了。
4比1的领先，甚至对于 EDG 来说，可能要考虑叫一个暂停了。
而且我觉得这一分的选择也很尴尬就是2个人已经明确被神鬼不觉看到了，
是
被耶路看到了，他们选择了强行顶着出，
他们可能也觉得不太好退，
这可能是确实是一个所思量的角度。
对，直接是给康康起了一把明狙啊，想要利用明狙去打一打这个控制，给一些威胁。 但这一分 TE 的选择是直接来到。
They like they're on an eco again.
B 点真只留一个 smoky 吗？这会不会压力有点太大了？
而且寻尼剑还照到了 smoky 的点位。要打提速，直接要打一波提速进点了。
确定位置，点现在只能放。
Going for the execute again.
因为 smoky 第一时间是被发现了自己的位置的，他也没什么太好的去接的办法。狂烈之怒直接。
Hunter's Fury used here.
smoky 顶着狂烈之怒竟然还能反杀掉对方的开。
Timing of all of that could have been better.
多打一个， Looking 过来补枪也没补上 ，Smokey 14滴血活了下
So
来。
I think you want it where the wall is up. You can hunt this Fury. Maybe a player can just peek onto the other side of it to try and clear and fight this.
0点修探抑制到了。
But you've got the Hunter's Fury coming up as the wall drops, and then a player inserted into that position.
看一下，球球也倒了。现在这个3v3。
Again, it might not matter. Kungkung's lurking with the operator.
但他是把狙很尴尬，他不能进行一下杀2个的情况。
啊，先狙了一个，但最后黑贝的位置也是被透析到了，没办法，黑贝前后都有人。这个0点修探非常关键啊，直接抑制住了峰峰，导致到康康面前的半线是直接失效了。
而且明狙绕后确实有一些风险，尤其是面对这种2个背身，你狙掉一个拉栓这个动作太久了。
对。
17 minutes.
该说不说 ，Smokey 这一波真的是顶住了压力。他这一波先吃对手的巡离剑的照射效果，然后再吃对方的狂烈之怒，再顶着对方的枪线对枪打掉了2人，并且还活了下来。
是的。
Sorry guys, I'm like eating at the moment and just chilling before casting Polaris in well less than 20 minutes.
还是想要往 B 点去尝试啊。直接展开回复，那这个意图很明确了 ，B 点给你回复，你别进，把人往 A 点赶。中路的位置能够看到 Looking 是直接给到了中门一个障云啊，去掩盖一下康康的这把明确。
This is the one like series I don't want to miss. Well,
不管你走中路还是走
I guess if there is one to miss, it's this one because it doesn't have too much impact overall to the year.
他就不想走对方明狙。
Better to miss this than like a playoff game, right?
直接来，他这个开枪的一瞬间是一个假身，不过还是拉扯到了后续的枪线。球球打掉一个已经没有什么操作的空间了，从回复里出来的 Smokey， 面对对方不太确定的枪线位置，他也没有第一时间打出击杀。这个雷击剑，
精准的雷击剑。
Getting shocked at snakebite combos.
的一名选手，现在是一个3v3爆能器已经安装，近点清的非常干净，没有人。
看到了，直接无效命令。
No command on the retake.
要去打回防。 点的只留了
More than that because they're scared that somebody's in that like little cubby spot, which is fair.
没有信标，他有一发
Trace do like it.
这可能是他的这个反清最重要的这个技能了。
巡线被秒得很快，看一下黑贝要打闪，闪背得很快，回过头来。
Good fight from Hebe. He's 1 HP.
高东补枪补上，
但还要拆。
2v2.
2个人一左一右，这边 T
Time's getting low.
祭出了最强的一个策略，但是对面在看。
Great fight from Kungkung. Nice spin around. Snakebite though is going to get held on. Can he get half? He can't get half. He's got to run away. Oh, and he just survives. This is what I mean. He's just like the protagonist. Nice by Kungkung. Yeah, a little bit unlucky.
健康的敌人的。
对。
康康这一份非常极限的操作并不能。
You have to keep me updated on the score for DRX CDG.
是不是有障云啊？
It's half time. 8-4.
如果有障云的话，障云加舌吻是刚刚好，伤害是够的。
Yeah. I think he literally like just body blocked it to take the brunt of the damage. The Euro wouldn't. But the Euro almost died too.
好像哇，只差一点点。
Yeah, he didn't have time.
只差一个大概1秒。
After calling the first time out.
虽然丢舌吻的这一个瞬间，康
康14 minutes so 4 minutes.
的位置已经抓到了他的 timing， 但是。 当你这个技能丢出去的时候，再忍一忍，下个版本魁蛇就只有1个图了。
对，确实。
那现在5比2的比分，也是让 EDG 赶快叫一个战术暂停，调整一下。因为康康其实已经起过局了，但是反而效果也并不是很好。EDG 他起到狙的时候 ，TE 很好的去规避下点的方向。
而且这一分
你 B 点展开回复，我依然打 B。
对，而且这一分刚才在最后的时刻，康康因为想打这个残局，所以是换了步枪保的，所以这把局是没有能够保下来，他只保了一把狂徒。那下一分对 EDG 来说，这个经济应该是比较拮据的。
因为起狙本来就是一个很伤经济的事情。
看一下
应该还是捡回来了吧？对，捡回来了。
捡回。
从这个存款上来看，应该是捡回来了，没有人去花费更多的钱。那这把英雄明狙还有一把英雄狂徒，压力就会有点大了哟。
看一下，要来到 B 点的 L 管的位置，想尝试一下。
下一个是谁？神鬼不绝，还是老一套啊。
He go around again from EDG. They've had like 3, haven't they?
讲道理，这个半箱
Managed to save the up, but that was about it. And this time they're actively fighting on the site, which I guess maybe was one of the calls from after. Oh yeah, he had to TP away just because of how scary that was. Guy gets 2. Kungkung's also used to Blade Storm. He's opted to try and flank behind. Oh my god, the actual reaction that he had to know that he was there is crazy. But he haven't planted. No theft has been used. Oh, nice shots from Feng Feng. Jesus, I can't believe that Kung Kung almost got the kill that was flanking him. I don't know if you heard any sound or if somebody called it for him, but he just spun around like crazy. Don't forget to set your hydration station up before casting shots in view. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready. Got my food sorted, got drinks sorted. What I just need to do is go to the loo, set up the desk to be standing, I guess, and then I'll finish my shirt. You think adding EA is making a lot of change in Trace? Good question. I don't know. It's hard to sort of know on a day-to-day, but like the team is playing well together, like utility and stuff looks stronger. I just don't really know what it is that EA offers as an assistant coach. Oh my god, the trades! Great shot from Low King, but great shot back from Smoggy. Flash as well to push this up. Nice double peek. I was worried that the transfer was going to get both of them there. Where's Kai? Kai's right on the box where that molly came in, but he wasn't hit by it. Just missed him. So the off angle's really nice. And then they know that the B main. Alright, 7-2. 6 minutes.
对，就关键 B 点这个点位已经是连续丢分了，而且暂停完回来之后，感觉即便是重手，效果也不好。
最关键的是，就是夜路加截锋双突点里硬冲这一套，没法接，因为这套阵容。
That's crazy how quick that fight was.
他可以直接越过你的半线，所以半线放前点，第一是会被电掉，第二是也挡不住对方的决斗。
对，
但是放后点的话又没有效果。
是，我刚才看到 Locking 这个点位啊，非常夸张，一针甩枪。
So far, the Trace is looking really good on this map.
但这个技能感觉效果配合的不是特别好，狂烈之怒直接架设。
And this Fury coming across, it gets Feng.
射掉了，第三剑能见。 好像没有办法能够打到 YLU 身上。
Right, the brute force approach is working when it is a low buy again from EDG.
但是拼枪没有能够拼过。
最后只剩 YLU 一个人大脚步。
So 1 versus 4 very suddenly, and some gun upgrades for the majority of the team.
先考虑下包。YLU 这分不管是打一个也好，还是安装爆能器也好，它都会有终极技能。
是。
即便这个回合不用，下一个回合也可以有着很好的战术储备在。 YLU 很贪哦，他知道现在 EDG 的经济不是很好，他想尽可能的多下2把枪。
是，再慢慢找，因为时间还多嘛，也不着急。
I think I'll do this now. Sorry, I was just thinking if I wanted to put the desk up now.
硬要说的话，
Just to see what it looks like.
被战术监控看到了，
位置还被发现了，很尴尬。关键他还不太知道战术监控到底在哪。
先拔了标。
Probably needs to be a little bit higher. I think. There we go.
那没说法，这裁决感觉一点机会都没有。最后球球也是收掉了 YLU。
Lost to DRG was a wake-up call? Oh, for sure. Especially like DRG looking like an opponent that you might see in playoffs too now. You'd hope that the rematch would go a little bit different.
这个大没有第一时间让对方减员的话，其实是 TE 是不太怕的。
对，而且主要第一时间这个闪再配合。
Yeah, EDG is very good on low buys. They just have some magical approach to them that works really nicely.
那现在3比7， YLU 的狂烈之怒已经是好了。要不要再次回到 B 区啊？看目前的样子是这样的。
Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch to the half, and then I'm going to. What's the score for the Genji DRX game?
还是有点太大了，他们清起来还是
10-6 for Genji.
啊，珠峰。就是凌空加珠峰经典。
哎，踩到半线了，但这个寻敌剑效果非常好，狂烈之怒直接架设，点后的人能站住吗？点后的人好像还可以站住 ，Smoggy 用手腕毒了一个，而且还能够收掉 Locking，
并且 Smoggy 还活着，他还可以。
So I think what I'll do is I'll host a main stream. But you guys need to go into Sliggy's chat and tell him to finish off watching this series, and then to host Polaris afterwards.
先架康康，现在这个包其实反而还不着急捡。 他们好像以这个爆能器作为诱饵来诱导EDG的选手过去看，谁看谁就死。
有等循例键，等循例键，但这个侧身看一下峰峰身位控制的很好，没有漏给 Smoky。你现在已经看到了，
循例键到了，右边有人露脚步了，但是好东和
A bit of a comeback at least for EDG, so it might not be much of the game to watch left.
EDG 最后的这个2v2拼枪拼赢
Keeping a tight eye on the time, 8 minutes.
那拿下这个回合对于 EDG 来说是一个非常利好的消息。首先，他们至少能确定自己 B 点是有的打了。虽然这一个 B 点打的也是非常的焦灼和慌
How
乱。
did Smoggy survive that?
结果是好的。
Smoky 的手稳啊，又是成功烫掉。
Telling you that controller all suits him to a T.
Smoky 的枪还是更
Just playing on backside. I mean, it's a nice adjustment that EDG have been making. After the timeout to be a bit more active and playing on the site, not just giving it up for free for Trace to enter and then like play post ban. It's round 12 and they barely got a bye together. They managed to get the Euro Ultimate online. But look at this, like Sheriff, Guardian, Stinger, Guardian, Judge. Not the best guns to be working with when you've only got one round left.
还是来了，这个半线放的非常靠后啊。
But if they can get the Viper's Pit going,
技能 CD 10秒钟之后应该要发起进攻了。
神鬼不绝。
Really depends.
循线还有大概5秒左右。
浩东已经反应过来了，对方可能会打 B， 所以他提前已经在转点了。
哎，找到了位置，找到了 Smoky 的点位。
There's one right there. Seen the other one of Chichu.
脚步进点了，先交一个假身，再交一个闪。
传出去，那这一波
Not being able to do anything. You got Kung Kung watching the lurk too.
有人在绕，康康在绕了，已经黑贝能不能意识到？意识到了。
Gets one on Hebe. Then not even got in to be able to plant.
5个人已经先倒一个，而且其他4个人都在这个 B 外，信息是名牌。
Yeah, who do we raid? Do we do the main China stream? I guess we should, right?
就没有什么太多的加强难度了。
Because nobody else is watching China. That's the main focus.
那上半场的最后一个回合，2打5的局面，关键峰峰他是一把判官啊，这很尴尬，他还远距离对对手没有太好的方法。
是的，
最后的一
Yeah,
波
right. That's our cue to leave.
5比7 ，EDG 在这一分的。
So we'll send you over to the China stream. By all means, go over to Sliggy. Tell him to go watch the rest of this series if he goes to a third map. Let me just check the score of Genji DRX. If that's like looking like it's going to be on match point. Is it? Is it looking the same? Team Skyline 10-7. Okay, yeah, we'll just toss this. Good luck today, blessings. Thank you. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it though. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for tuning in. We're back on Wednesday. That's the first day of playoffs, 10 AM. So we'll be there for the first series. I'm not quite sure what the first series is, but keep an eye out on like my Twitter and stuff because I'll do like a pick'ems and talk about the teams making playoffs and stuff. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's been a great group stage to cover, and now we got playoffs. So yeah, rough time to be leaving, but it is what it is. Bye everybody. See you then. Bye. And then we'll do this. Bye everybody.